Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 48 of the best sports show out, Highly Opinionated. I'm your co-host, Josh. What's up, Tim? How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Birthday weekend, man. Florida State got the win, man. We doing good this week.
Yeah, it was a great week for you. Great week for you. You were back to being the Tim that I hate, the most obnoxious guy in the world with your Florida State Seminoles, man. I'm crying over here. I'm dreading. Can I take the show off? Can I take it
I don't
off,
think so.
bro?
I don't think
I'm
so. I
hurting.
don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, I feel you. I got you. I think I need to contact HR. I think I'm getting a little sick under the weather, bro. It's crazy. Man, it's getting cold, bro. It's getting cold. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for watching episode 47, Highly Opinionated. Shout out to Bobby for coming on last week, being the great guest that he was. We appreciate you, Bobby, for coming on last week. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching episode 47. We appreciate all the love, all the support. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 48. We aim to please. We try to be the best sports show content that you guys consume and watch. I'm working with the best co-host in the game, Tim. As you guys usually see, we usually three of us to start the show. The best producer, the best editor, the best guy here on Highly Opinionated, Ross. Ross is working behind the scenes this week, so you won't see him on the camera this week. He will be back at episode 49 next week, so we look forward to seeing his face on the screen next week. Tim, before we get started, let me let everyone know where they can follow us at on our social medias. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on TikTok. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and you can subscribe to us on YouTube. As you guys see on the screen, go to those different various social medias. Like, click, follow, subscribe, comment. Again, we aim to please. We aim to comment. We like the banter. We like going back and forth. And hopefully one day you guys can be right. Whoever wants to debate, you guys can be right here on the screen debating us about, whatever topics you want to talk about. So we look forward to that. We thank all the guys who, we thank everybody that just loves the show, appreciates the show, and we're going to keep getting better and better with the show. Ain't that right, Tim?
Yes, sir.
Ready to get episode 48 started, my brother?
Let's get it.
Let's start episode 48 with college football week 1 recap. And let's start with the game of the year, in my opinion. You had the number 1 team in the country, the Texas Longhorns. They went to number 3 to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Ohio State won 14-7. Arch Manning, 17-30, 170 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Wisner, the running back, 16 carries, 16 attempts, 80 yards on the ground. Texas didn't have any rushing touchdowns. Texas' leading receiver was injuries, 4 catches, 50 yards receiving. Ohio State, Julian Sand was 13-20, 126 yards, 1 touchdown. C.J. Donaldson, the running back, had 19 rushes, 67 yards, 1 touchdown. And Carnell Tate had to play the game with the touchdown to break the lead from basically make it 14-0. Texas scored the touchdown, make it 7-14. But Carnell Tate, 2 catches, 49 yards, and 1 touchdown. Before you go, I'll just say Ohio State dominated from start to finish. Both defenses played well. Let me just start off by saying that. I felt Texas defense played well. Ohio State defense played well. But to me, ladies and gentlemen, the MVP of the game is this guy you see right here on the screen. Yeah, that guy right there. Pencil. Good old pencil. Matt Patricia. What Matt Patricia did to Steve Sarkisian and Arch Manning first roll start had Arch Manning befuddled, had Arch Manning confused, really bringing NFL complexes to college football, having playing cover 4 on one side, playing cover 2 on another side. Arch Manning, basically you got 2 receivers, you got 3 guys on one side covering 2 guys, and you got 3 guys on this side covering 2 guys. So it's really nowhere to throw the ball. There's nowhere for no yards after catch. So Matt Patricia confused Arch Manning, confused Steve Sarkisian, and that's why the Ohio State Buckeyes won 14-7.
Yeah, man. Like I told y'all, man, we gotta relax on hyping these kids up that ain't never played versus nobody already. You know what I'm saying? He the MVP favorite. I ain't see nothing. MVP is. I mean, not my Heisman favorite. Yeah, Heisman favorite. I ain't see nothing Heisman like in the game. Can he make all the throws? Yes. But it's going to take time, man.
Hey, bro, I'm sorry. I don't never cut you off. You know that. I'm sorry. Yeah, you say he can make all the throws. Well, as a guy that picked Texas last week on the show to win the game, he can't make all the throws. He can't complete drag routes. You watched that game. I watched it, bro. It was 3 drag routes. He just like Tim, you know this. Tim, you coach football. You play football and you coach.
Yeah.
Everything don't need steam. Just toss it. A drag route you can just toss. The guy's basically somewhat right there in front of you. Just toss it. He's throwing the ball into the dirt, throwing the ball high, throwing the ball to the guy left hand. Lead the guy, toss it to him. You feel me? You can toss it to him, right? Am I right? Am I wrong? Like,
No. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. He definitely missed some throws, right? But the certain throws that he did make, you can see why they hype him. But it's like, y'all got to let that come together first. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's not, I hate when they just, Heisman. Like, it's people in the league, people in college that been doing it for 2-3 years that's better than him. You know what I'm saying? So let's just slow down on the hype for me, right? And I told y'all that was the big thing. And like you said, man, Ohio State had 4 fourth down stops, man. That's the difference in the game. And some people said that they what's the name should have took the points, field goals. Probably 2 out of them times they probably should have. But I mean, you struggling to move the ball at all because Arch only had like 38 passing yards deep into the third quarter. So it's like, hey man, coach, we trying to score something. You know what I'm saying? We trying to score. So I understand it, but shout out to Ohio State, man. They got to win 14-7 defensive struggle win. It's hard, like I told y'all, it's going to be hard to go into Ohio State week 1 and beating them.
Yeah, you were right. I was wrong on this game. You definitely called it. It definitely was a defensive slugfest. We were texting all Saturday throughout all the games. But yeah, this game, I text you. I said, brother can't complete the drag route.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely, it was a great game. It was a great game to watch. And let me just say this before we move on to the next game. What ESPN did for Lee Corso was amazing. Like that was dope. I'm sure, just like you, we've been watching Lee, just like me and Tim. The rest of you guys have been watching Lee Corso your whole life on College Game Day. That was dope. And for him to go out, I knew I was in trouble when he picked Ohio State. Like I just knew it. Like I should have known he was gonna pick his first love. That Brutus was his first love. He put the headgear on, and then it was a wrap. And he said it. He was like, Texas has a man. Ohio State has no chance, and then picked Ohio State. And watching the game, you like, yeah, this is his first start. Like, let's stop with the anointing oil. Bill Parcells said this. Like, let's stop with the anointing oil. You feel me? Like let's stop with that. Let's try to figure out. Let's let the guy play, and then we can figure out what he is. So,
right.
Arch Manning definitely has some room for improvement. One loss doesn't hurt Texas, but they can't have too many losses in the SEC, or they won't be in the playoff. Let's move on to the next game. I should let you. You want to do this?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't want to change nothing up. Go ahead.
Florida State beat Alabama 31-17. Ty Simpson for Alabama, 23 out of 43, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Alabama really couldn't get anything going on the ground. Their leading rusher, Kevin Riley, 5 attempts, 31 yards. Bernard had 8 catches, 146 yards. Florida State, Thomas, how you pronounce his last name?
Castellanos,
9 of 14, 152 yards. He had 78 yards on the ground and 1 touchdown. Leading receiver was Lucas, 2 catches, 66 yards. Florida State was a better team watching the game. Alabama got up 7-0, and after that, Florida State basically, in my opinion, they dominated the game. From being down 7-0, they dominated the game after that. They dominated the game. They dominated both line of scrimmages, offensively and defensively. The defensive line was hunting. That left tackle for Alabama that's supposed to be so great, supposed to be a first-round pick, I did not see it Saturday. It's one game, I did not see it. So, Alabama, man, they got some soul searching. They really do. I saw Ryan Clark, and I know you feel this way. Alabama fans, and including myself, you got spoiled. You got spoiled because you had the best college coach ever. So you just knew, like, yeah, we're gonna win games we're supposed to win. Like Alabama fans, we're gonna win games we're supposed to win. And he's gone. And the year Nick Saban has been retired a year in the game now. You damn sure see it at Alabama. that he's not the coach no more. You damn sure see it.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. But that boy Tommy Castellanos, that's my guy, man. He looked like Charlie Ward out there, man. The same size, you know what I'm saying? He probably ain't gonna win no Heisman or nothing, but it gave you that feel watching how he moved in the pocket, run around. He can run around, throw it. They look real good, man. And I meant to say this last week, man. The big hire for us was Gus Malzahn and what he does with running quarterbacks. Like any system he has with a running quarterback, they normally flourish. So that was the big pickup, man. But I was shocked, right? So I think I figured out how the 3-3-5 is supposed to work, right? So Florida State running now. I was a little nervous that first drive. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like, God dang, boy, they ain't throw the ball but twice, and they took 9 minutes out of the clock. I'm like, man, this 3-3-5, man, this about to be another long year. But it looked like you need more athletes in the 3-3-5. Like you got more athletes on the field, so you can stop the run and you can drop back in coverage as well. So I'm starting to see why people run it when you got the athletes to run it, and you had to have like really good 3 up front, and we had that, man. I actually was shocked though. I didn't think they would dominate the trenches to that effect. Like they really don't. Like they went for 4th like late in the game when Alabama was making their little run. They went for 4th and 1 at our own 35 and ran the ball straight up the middle for 3. Like I'm like, oh, okay, like. And I feel like we starting to get the old Florida State feel. I feel like they finally recovered from 2023. Like I feel like 2023, after they won all them games, it was 13. It might have been 13 and 0, right? Then you had everybody opt out. I felt like right there the program shifted. Like we kind of lost. Like he lost momentum when everybody opted out. Because then you play third stringers versus ones. You lose 63-0. And then you get a whole new team. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything shit. Like from there, it went downhill. You lose to Georgia Tech. You get another track. Like it went downhill. I feel like we finally got back momentum. I felt like that game was bigger for Florida State than Alabama. I know everybody going to kill DeBoer. But I ain't going to lie. I don't think if Saban was there, nothing would change. Because like I think part of the reason why Saban left was because this new era of football. Like he ain't want to deal with all that NIL and all that. I think he even said it. Like he ain't want to deal with all that NIL and all that other stuff. Because now people transfer. Like, it's hard to build a culture. It's really hard to build a culture like that. Like, you really got to get transfers in there every year. You know what I'm saying? So, like, half of Florida State, they said 75% of Florida State team was transferred. So, like, it's really hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really hard. And I don't think older coaches, I don't think they like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said it. I don't think that was for him. So, like, shout out to Florida State. Big game, big week 1 win. Hope they keep momentum.
Yeah, I disagree with the Saban comment. Not about why he left. He left. You're right about why he left, but I disagree about him being there. It's not about that. It's about the structure that he brings. You can look at the game and see it. Alabama got dominated in the trenches. They rarely got dominated in the trenches when Nick Saban was there. That's something that was preached. Like let's just. I'm not killing Kalen DeBoer, ladies and gentlemen. I do not think he should be fired. But I do feel like this stat should be brought up. Nick Saban coached 230 games at Alabama. He lost 4 times to unranked teams. Kalen DeBoer has coached 14 games at Alabama. He's lost 4 times to unranked teams. He lost last year to Oklahoma. He lost last year to Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, and Michigan, and now lost to an unranked Florida State team. So for me, it's about the structure that Nick Saban brings and the discipline that he brings. Kalen DeBoer is not Nick Saban. That does not mean that does not. Now, I do not think he should get fired. Absolutely not. He just got there. Alabama fans have to learn this P word. It's called patience. Learn that. Like their hopes of winning, their hopes of what they want to be is still not done. They still have a chance. Now, I didn't think Alabama's going to win the championship going into the season, but that's fine. Like, regardless, they still have a chance of doing that. They just have to, buckle up, work on what they need to work on and play well. But my point is that of saying all that is that Florida State was the better team, and they showed that they were the better team. After being down 7-0, they basically dominated Alabama from that point.
Yeah.
Alabama got as close as 7. That was it. So, congratulations to Florida State. Congratulations to you, my brother. You
Oh,
got
my fault. Last thing, man. That boy Earl Little Jr., number 0 on Florida State. That boy hit, man. That's the type of tenacity I'm used to seeing from Florida State, man. Like they had a whole different aura with them now. Like it's like Tommy, like them comments Castellanos made in the offseason, like Saban can't save you. Like it's like they really fed off that. Like, okay, yeah, we're gonna show you he wasn't just talking. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like that whole game just looked different to me. Like it looked like they looked rejuvenated.
No, they definitely look rejuvenated. They definitely look ready to play. And the quarterback definitely, the comments definitely, you could tell, sparked the fire under Florida State. And they played hot, bothered, and like, yo, we going to show we back. And FSU definitely showed that they back. Hopefully, the FSU Miami game this year, and we'll get to Miami before the end of the segment. Hopefully, that game actually means something this year. That could be a good one. Let's move on to number 9 LSU and number 4 Clemson. LSU won 17-10. Garrett Nussmeier, 28-38, 230 yards, 1 touchdown. Dorm, the running back, 17 carries, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. LSU was led by LSU best receiver was Anderson, number 1, 6 catches, 99 yards. Clemson was led by Clay Kupnick, 19-38, 230 yards, 1 interception. Clemson couldn't get the running game going. Randall, 5 carries, 16 yards on the ground. And Wasco Jr. had 4 catches, 66 yards. Your thoughts on this LSU Clemson game?
Brian Kelly finally won a big game opener, man. Normally they lose, man. So they got the win. They figured it out, especially in the second half. They figured it out, man. They used the screen game real well. Like if you watch the game, like all the middle screens and all that, like Nussmeier, he played a clean game. Like I don't. Out of all the quarterbacks this week, I ain't really see nobody that impressed me too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's week 1, so it's a little harder on the offenses. But they used the screen game real well, and I thought Clemson in trouble, man, if they don't fix that running game, man. Because Cade Klubnik, they was one dimensional. They couldn't run the ball at all, and then they was sending different pressures from LSU, and it just was a rough night for Clemson offense. Shout out to LSU, though, man. They got the win in Death Valley.
Yeah, LSU definitely got the win in Death Valley. It's funny that both teams' stadiums are called Death Valley. So I guess LSU proved that they have the better Death Valley, I guess. I disagree with your comment about quarterbacks. I thought Garrett Nussmeier, he impressed me going on the road to face the number 4 team in the country. No turnovers. He played mistake-free. He took what the defense gave him. If it was a check down that needed to be made, he took the check down. If it was a pass across the middle that needed to be made, he took that. If the throws that needed to be made, he put the throws where they needed to be when they needed to be made. So I thought Garrett Nussmeier impressed me. I thought LSU and Brian Kelly impressed me. We both picked Clemson to win this game. LSU definitely showed me something. They definitely showed me that in this defense, because LSU last year, when they played mobile quarterbacks, they could not stop the run. They stopped the run this year. Like I said, Clemson's leading rusher was Randall. He had 16 yards rushing. Cade Klubnik ran the ball 8 times. He had 1 yard. Now, obviously, sacks play a part of that in college. So I'm looking to see how many times he got sacked. I can't pull that up. But regardless, like sacks definitely play a part of that. So let's just keep that in mind. But he had 8 attempts for 1 yard. So this LSU defense came to play. They came to make a statement. Hey, look, we're not the same LSU Tigers from last year. We're going to play defense. We got a quarterback that can make the throws, make the situational throws to get the players to get the ball where it needs to be. And we're going to play defense this year. Big win for Brian Kelly. Big win for LSU. Like I said, I definitely think this can propel LSU not only in the SEC race, but definitely to make the playoffs and definitely in the national championship race. Our last game that we'll go over is the number 6 Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the number 10 Miami Hurricanes. Miami won the game 27-24. Carson Beck was tremendous in my opinion. He balled out. He played well. He was the leader that Miami needed to replace Cam. Carson Beck was 20 of 31, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tony, number 10, the wide receiver, 6 catches, 82 yards, 1 touchdown. Notre Dame started CJ Carr, 19 to 30, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. His interception was on a fluky play. The ball got kicked up in the air type of situation. So I really don't blame him for that. Miami's defense stopped the best running back tandem, I think, in college football. Price had six carries, 45 yards. Jeremiah Love only had 33 yards on 10 attempts. Both running backs did not score a touchdown. I thought Miami showed that even though Notre Dame scored 24 points, I thought Miami showed that our defense has definitely gotten a lot better than what it was last year. Like Miami's defense last year was a running faucet. This year it might be a leaky faucet. So that's different. To me, they've shown that they've made some improvement on the defensive end. And, I was high on Carson Beck last year in Georgia. I thought Georgia would win the national championship. I thought Carson Beck would take that step. I think actually in Miami, I think he can take that step. It's a lesser conference. So you're not playing a heavyweight every week. And I think Miami has that quarterback in Carson Beck.
Yeah, man, this was the best game of the weekend. I actually didn't see the first half. I was out, but I did see the second half. And from what I saw in the second half, man, Miami, like they said, they stopped my boy. They limited Love, and they played solid defense overall. And Carson Beck felt like he more comfortable here. I don't know if you watched the interview after the game. Like he was almost crying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was glad to be here. Like it felt like that was the perfect situation for him and the Miami culture. Like he looked good over there, man. I mean, we're gonna see him in 3 weeks, so we're gonna see how good he looked versus us. But shout out to Carson Beck. Shout out to Miami. That was a good win over Notre Dame.
I'm going to say this. So I think Carson Beck, the expectations have lowered. So that means you can just be more free. And then I think he's not playing a heavyweight every week in the ACC like he was in the SEC. So to me, that matters. And also, his receivers are better this year in Miami than what they were last year at Georgia. Let's just keep it all the way 100. You can see that in one game. So for me, I think expectations are lower. Nobody is thinking he needs to be everything. He just needs to come in, do his job. And with this Miami team, I think he can come and do his job, and I think Miami can make the playoffs. Shout out to Carson Beck. Tim, let's move forward to week 2 of the college football season. Another big noon kickoff. Let's start off with 12 Illinois fighting Illini. They travel on the road to take on the Duke Blue Devils. Saturday, 12 o'clock on ESPN. Who you like?
I think people should talk more about the quarterback for Illinois, Luke Altmaier, man. He could play, man. I don't really see him on many draft boards last time I checked, but Shorty could actually play, man. I like him a lot. Duke will give him a test, but I got Illinois to win the game. Brett Bielema, y'all know I like Illinois anyway. The defense is always stout, and offensively, they with Luke Altmaier, they can move the ball up and down the field. So give me Illinois to beat Duke.
Yeah, Illinois started out the season. They had an easy home game. They blew out their opponent. I'm with you. I think Illinois wins this game as well. I think, like you said, Luke Altmaier, the quarterback for Illinois. They had Brett Bielema. Brett Bielema is a defensive type of guy. Illinois beat Western Illinois 52-3. So I think Illinois has the momentum that they need. I think Illinois will fall just short on making a college football playoff just because I think the Big Ten has gotten better, especially I feel like Michigan has gotten better because they actually can throw the ball down the field with Bryce Underwood. But as far as this game, I like Illinois to beat Duke. This game will be Saturday at 12 o'clock on ESPN. Let's move forward to our next game. This is where big noon kickoff will be. Iowa at number 22, Iowa State, Saturday, 12 o'clock. This game is on Fox. Gus Johnson, Joe Klatt, Jenny Taft will be on the call. I'll start us off. I think, obviously, this is a Cyclone rivalry with the Hawkeyes and the Cyclones. I definitely think this would be a low-scoring game, but I think Iowa State, with their win 2 weeks ago against Kansas State, can propel them to find a way to win this game at home. So I'm taking Iowa State at home to beat Iowa in a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I think this is a low-scoring game as well. Iowa normally just runs the ball. If Iowa State can stop the running back Xavier Tillman from Iowa, they should win the game. And I definitely think they will stop him because Iowa for some reason never has a vertical passing game or much of a passing game at all. I just don't understand it. So give me Rocco Beck and Iowa State at home.
Yeah, I was going to say Rocco Beck. I think is the best quarterback in this game. They actually played South Dakota State week week one, not South Dakota State. I'm sorry, South Dakota. They beat them 55-7. So I think Rocco Beck is the best quarterback. And by Iowa State being at home, I think the home field advantage finds a way to propel Iowa State to beat Iowa at home. This game again Saturday at 12 o'clock. This game is on Fox. Our last game that we're going to preview is the number 14 Michigan Wolverines at the number 18 Oklahoma Sooners. This game is Saturday at 7:30 on ABC. College Game Day will be live at Oklahoma Saturday at 9 a.m. on ESPN. Start us off. Who you think will win this game, Michigan or Oklahoma?
So Bryce Underwood is a freshman. He going into Oklahoma versus junior quarterback and Jake. I want to say Mateer.
John Mateer.
Oh, it's John. My fault.
Yeah,
John Mateer. This game is going to be interesting because is Michigan going to let him throw the ball? You know what I'm saying? Normally, you got a freshman, you kind of tend to play safe so he don't mess up the game. You know what I'm saying? Game, not really game manager, but you just don't want to. You know what I'm saying? It's real vanilla in a way. Like you don't do too much. You don't want him to overextend himself. So, any going to a hostile environment in Oklahoma, man, I gotta go Oklahoma. I just don't think they're going. I personally don't think they're going to let him play like he should to actually win a game like this, second game in his career. I just been watching football so long. I know they normally they do safe stuff when you're younger, man. They ain't gonna put you in no bad situations. We probably third and 5, we probably still run up. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't see them letting him play to his full potential in this game. So give me Oklahoma at home.
You know, I wish that me and you could disagree this week, but I think we're in agreement. So I like Michigan, but I'm taking Oklahoma simply because they're at home. I think John Mateer is a more seasoned quarterback than Bryce Underwood. This is his first career start on the road. Where have you heard that before? Didn't you just hear that with Arch Manning? Did you see Arch Manning play his first career start on the road? Yeah, I'm good on that. I think Oklahoma finds a way to win this game at home, get to 2-0. Oklahoma, they beat Illinois State the first game 35-3. Michigan beat New Mexico 34-17. So I think Oklahoma being at home, I think Oklahoma finds a way to win this game. I think John Mateer can elevate himself somewhat into an early season Heisman moment. This would be this would be a college game day game. I feel like Oklahoma will be able to score some points. So give me the Oklahoma Sooners at home to beat the Michigan Wolverines. Again, this game is Saturday, 7:30 on ABC. College Game Day will be here. College Game Day starts 9:30. I'm sorry. College Game Day starts at 9 o'clock on ESPN. And other than the 3 games that we picked, there are definitely some notable games this week. You guys see the games on the screen. The number 21 Ole Miss Rebels travel to Kentucky to face the Kentucky Wildcats. That game is 3:30 on ABC. And then Boston College travels to Michigan State to play the Michigan State Spartans. That game is 7:30 on ABC. Anything stand out to you in those 2 games, Tim?
Ole Miss Kentucky.
Ole Miss Kentucky.
Ole
Miss. Obviously, they replaced Jackson Dart, the quarterback. So it's good to see what Ole Miss dominated week 1. They played a lesser opponent. They killed them. So we'll be able to see the quarterback week 2 on the road in a hostile environment at Kentucky. So we'll be able to get a better glimpse of what Ole Miss is in week 2 against Kentucky. Boston College and Michigan State. Bill O'Brien is taking his team on the road to travel against Michigan State just to see where both teams are. Michigan State with Jonathan Smith, Bill O'Brien at Boston College. What team can finally, hopefully in the ACC or the Big Ten, take that step up to try to elevate themselves to compete in that conference. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is sponsored by Wolves of War. In some of the episodes, you can see my co-host and Ross wearing a brand called Wolves of War. Wolves of War is our first sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, and we are so thankful to have those guys sponsoring Highly Opinionated. Thank you very much. The actual meaning of Wolves of War is that it represents having a strong path behind you through the battles of life. With the right people behind you, you can get through anything. You guys see the link for Wolves of War? Make sure you guys click on the link, shop, great apparels, t-shirts, sweatsuits, whatever you want, they have. Once again, Wolves of War. Make sure you guys go shop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. As you can see, I'm with the best co-hosts in the game. I got Tim right here. I got JG at the bottom of the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like and follow and subscribe to the Club JG podcast. My brother's over there doing great things. What's up? What's up, JG? Welcome back to the show, brother.
Fellas, always a pleasure. Tim, welcome back. Good to have you back, my brother. We missed you on the show, so it's good to see you. Good to see you, Josh. Everybody doing good this weekend?
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you stepping in for me, man. Y'all definitely held it down for me. Always love coming from my way, man. Definitely. Thank you. The NBA guy, man. That's going to be the NBA guy, man. I might take my vacations every time doing NBA season. John hold it down so well for me. I get my little break. So, yeah, appreciate you.
Hey man, I appreciate the opportunity, man. So I appreciate y'all bringing me on here. Anytime, y'all got me.
Hey, yo, John, listen. So since Tim get a break, right, we can talk about, on commercial break, we can talk about, like, how I can get a break, too. We can just talk about that. That'd be nice. That'd be so great. That'd be amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, you watch this episode. If you want to help Josh get a break, donate to 1-800 Give Josh a Break. You feel me? Donate to that, because I need a break, too. You feel me? God dang.
You're the face of the franchise, bro. You're the face of the franchise.
Nah, I'm more of Chris Bosh, and I'm working with LeBron and Dwayne Wade. You feel me? That's what I am. I stand in the corner and I shoot my jump shot. You feel me? I grab rebounds, I set my picks, and I roll to the basket. I'm working with LeBron and D Wade. Trust me. Now, whoever want to be LeBron and D Wade, y'all got that. John, it's great to see you, bro. We're happy to have you, bro. Trust me, we're happy to have you. We'll see you next week. You obviously, ladies and gentlemen, John will be sitting in for Tim next week. Tim will come back the following week after that. So it's great to have you. We'll see you on the screen this week and next week, bro. We're glad that you're here. Since that you're here, me and Tim unveiled our top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL from last week's episode 47. We quarterbacks. So we felt like it was only right for you to come back and unveil your top 10 quarterbacks, and then all three of us will make our playoff predictions after this segment. So let's start off before we get to your top 10 quarterbacks from this year. Let's go over your top 10 quarterbacks from last year. You had Patrick Mahomes at number 1. You had Lamar Jackson at number 2. Joe Burrow at number 3. Josh Allen at number 4. C.J. Stroud at number 5. Aaron Rodgers at number 6. Jordan Love at number 7. Jalen Hurts at number 8. Dak Prescott at number 9. Brock Purdy at number 10. Those were your top 10 quarterbacks from last year. JG, the floor is yours, my brother.
Yeah, so
into this NFL season.
So going into this NFL season, obviously, a bunch has happened over the past season. It's changed my mind with a few guys. We can definitely start with that Aaron Rodgers pick. Looking back on that, I definitely need to check myself on that one, but I'll own that one up. But for my top 10, number 1 has not changed. It is still Patrick Mahomes for me. He still runs the AFC. All these great quarterbacks we have in the AFC, they still haven't been able to take him down. So until someone does, I still think he's the best quarterback in the league, top to bottom. So Pat Mahomes stays at number 1. I have Josh Allen now at number 2. Outside of Mahomes, he's owned everyone else in the AFC playoffs. Like he shows up huge in the playoffs. He's the same guy. If anything, he gets better as the lights get brighter. You just can't quite get over that hump with Patrick Mahomes, but we can't sit here and say that when you watch those games that we got to blame Josh Allen for that. No, we can't. Sometimes it's just the spectacular play of another quarterback on the other side. Josh Allen can't play defense, so you can only do what he can. After Josh Allen, I have Lamar Jackson at number 3. Lamar has to beat Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, but there's no more excuses there. He has a team for it, but he hasn't been able to do that in recent memories. That's how I've dropped Lamar a spot since last year. At 4, I got Joe Burrow. So I have the AFC 4 as my top 4 because I think these 4 guys are just when it comes to playing the position, however you want to call it, they do it better than anybody else in the league. I just think that as far as from a talent perspective, I think these guys are probably the best at this. At 5, I got Jalen Hurts. Elite winner. The stat sheet is not going to be what those previous 4 guys are going to be, and that's okay. This guy knows how to win. He gets it done when it counts. He only does what the team needs him to do. He's surrounded by elite talent, and all he's doing is just doing what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to be you distribute the football, take care of the football, and make winning plays. That's what Jalen Hurts does. So he's in my top 5. At 6, I have Matthew Stafford. Now, Matthew Stafford's obviously got a back injury going into this season, which is obviously a little bit of a concern being that he's 37 years old now. But this Rams team is still, I think, set up to be one of the best, like the second best team in the NFC. I think as of right now, we'll see what happens with the Green Bay Packers, but I think right now the Rams are probably the most equipped to deal with the Philadelphia Eagles in the playoffs. And I think Matthew Stafford is still a very effective quarterback who, again, has big time moments in the playoffs. I think he's capable of still making some noise in the NFC for sure. At 7, I have rookie of the year, unanimous, Jayden Daniels. He had the greatest rookie season of all time. It's not close. I mean, the guy got all the way to the conference championship game, so I don't know like how much better it gets as far as that. He has changed the entire dynamic of the Washington franchise. They are no longer a laughing stock. They are a team that should be taken very seriously going into this season, and they have the ability to challenge the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC East. They've added Deebo Samuel. Dan Quinn is there as their head coach. Their defensive line got a little bit better. They added Larry Tunsil to help protect Jayden Daniels, which is important. So I think with this addition, I don't see a sophomore slump coming for Jayden Daniels. I think he's only going to get better. So we'll see what happens there. At number 8, I got Jared Goff of the Detroit Lions. Everyone's making a fuss about Detroit losing their offensive and defensive coordinators, but by and large, they still have the same guys. They have Goff, they have Gibbs, they have Montgomery, they have Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams on the outside. Sam Laporta's back at tight end. All those guys that they lost on IR are back on defense, including Aiden Hutchinson, which is huge. So I think the Detroit Lions are still a team that should not be overlooked. I understand losing both coordinators. You're going to think this team's going to look a little bit different, but Dan Quinn is still there as a head coach. Their identity has not changed. Their culture hasn't changed. And Jared Goff has filled in admirably since the trade from LA. So I think Jared Goff is still due for a good season. At number 9, I have Baker Mayfield. This guy has been overlooked the past couple of years. He has played great football. Josh, Josh, I know that's your guy, man. But no, look, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a sneaky good NFC playoff team. Where, like, if you overlook them, they can beat you. Mike Evans is still there. I know he's older now, but he's still a very effective pass catcher, especially when you get towards that red zone. Chris Godwin's going to be coming back from that bad injury, but they also drafted Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State to fill in for Chris Godwin in the meantime. He's a dynamic receiver that I think is going to be in the running for Rookie of the Year possibly. I think he's that good. Tampa Bay defense is kind of middle of the road, but with an offense that you have with Baker Mayfield and also with Bucky Irvin in the backfield, this is a team that can really put up some points. And if you can't outscore the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if you get into a trap meet with Tampa Bay, rather, it favors Tampa Bay a lot more, and you can end up losing a lot of those games. So I think Tampa Bay is en route to, I think, run away with the NFC South, and they should, be a sneaky competitive playoff team. And at 10, this guy has not changed from last year. This is Brock Purdy at number 10. He finally got paid, deservedly so. He's going to get his guys back, George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. Eventually, Brandon Ayuk get back. San Francisco's schedule is set up really well for this team and for Brock Purdy to have a really I don't really see San Francisco really being challenged all that much. In fact, I think they actually have the easiest schedule in the NFL this season. So I think all those things with the combination of those guys coming back, I think Brock Purdy's due for a top 10 quarterback type of season.
After Mahomes, number 1, Josh Allen, number 2, Lamar Jackson, number 3, Joe Burrow, number 4, Jalen Hurts, number 5, Matthew Stafford, number 6, Jayden Daniels, number 7, Jared Goff, number 8, old shake and bake, Baker Mayfield, number 9, and Brock Purdy, number 10. Tim, I'll let you go first. Any problems with this list?
See, when you say problems, I can't have a problem with someone else's list.
No, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase the question. If there were any debates you would have with this list?
Many. But the way, so for me, right? So like, so you said this year top 10 quarterbacks from last year or going into this year? Because I feel like that's two different conversations, right? Because when I do my list, not that my fault, but when I do my list, it's the top 10 from that. You know what I'm saying? That year that just passed.
From the year that passed.
It's going into
okay.
I'm going based off because we basically going off what they just did last year because they ain't played this year. So that's when I make. So for me, which is that for you? Is it going into this year or what happened last year?
For me, it's going into the season more so, but I am using logic from what I've seen from last season and everything. So I understand your point there.
Okay. Yeah, so y'all know me, man. So for me, man, y'all know Lamar too high for me. Just because for me at some point, like we gotta win. Like you gotta, to me, like I keep telling y'all, I don't even care about him winning the game. He just gotta play well enough for me to be like, yo, the Ravens just couldn't stop them, boy. Or Derrick Henry fumbled twice. Or you know what I'm saying? For me, that's just for me because I feel like we know what he doing in the regular season, right? It's kind of sort of like when people used to get on James Harden and be like, oh, we know what he doing in the regular season. It's the playoffs. That's when, you know what I'm saying? That's when he doesn't show up his best. So for me, I just need to see his best performances when the lights are brighter. That's why, to me, he's lower on my list. But he did come up 2 spots from last year because some of the people played worse than me, and you know what I'm saying. So he moved up to me. So that's the first one. I don't know how Brock Purdy made the list. Like I just don't see how he made the list. I get this year they do have an easier schedule, but like I just don't think his play last year dictated him to be a top 10 quarterback. Who else? Brock Purdy. Matthew Stafford, I felt like it was a regular, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a bad year. Like I just felt like certain guys to me had better years last year. That don't mean they're gonna be better this year. Like I feel like to me, like no one was talking about Sam Darnold and he had a major year. Like statistically, he was better than Stafford, Purdy. Who else you had? You had another different.
Jared.
No, Goff probably was still up there.
Daniels, Baker, Barrow, Jack. He wasn't better than none of them guys.
Yeah, better than, but yeah, those two.
He was better than Brock Purdy and
Stafford. To me, last year. So that would be my argument for that one. And then the rest of them ain't bad. I mean, Patrick Mahomes. I just don't think people see the fall of Patrick Mahomes yet. But y'all gonna see it sooner. Yeah. Like
I think the gap's closing more than anything. I don't even know if it's Pat really falling. I just think the gap is really closing. Like with
I take that too. I take that.
Yeah, let me say this. I think the gap is closing between 1 and 2, but the gap is not closing between Mahomes. Between him, I think Josh Allen and Mahomes are the best 2 quarterbacks. Everybody else, I think there's a significant drop off. And the reason why I say that, you keep saying, Tim, about Mahomes, it's a drop off, bro. The man went to the. I was a fool. Did not think they were going back to the Super Bowl. The man made the Super Bowl with a starting guard as the left tackle. You feel me? Like, bro. Like to me, you should win the game, fine, but you get credit for that. Like I didn't think they were going to the Super Bowl, just like I didn't think Buffalo was going to win the East. And Josh Allen showed what type of quarterback he was. I feel like Mahomes has shown what type of quarterback he is. Like if you give him just an adequate roster, he can get you to the Super Bowl. An adequate roster. Like
I mean, that was 1 year. So, but I'm just saying, like the decline.
I understand that, but I'm saying that 1 year, like to me, people value head to head, and I'm not killing you for having Allen over Mahomes, but like he beat him in the playoffs again. Like I can't sit here and say somebody that's 0-5 against somebody in the playoffs is better than somebody that you consistently beat. Same thing about.
I know you ain't just say that. I know you just ain't say that.
What you mean?
Because that was the debate I had with you last week, and you said
about what?
We can't do that because the team is better. When I said that about the Eagles beating the Chiefs, and you were saying how the team was better. So
no. Time out. I'm saying consistently when they play in the playoffs, Mahomes has beaten him.
Yeah, no,
he's never lost a game against him.
Yeah, but who has played better though? Mahomes ain't playing better than him most of the time.
Not every time Mahomes has played better than Josh.
Right.
Josh
and if we call him a spade, they got robbed last year because they got the 4th and 1. Like they got the 4th down.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But I'm saying I thought they got the 4th down. I agree with that. But I'm saying I don't look at everything as head to head. But when I'm looking at number 1 and number 2, bro, if you play 4 playoff games and you 4-0 against that guy, like bro, I think you better than him. Like you can't
even though we're playing at the same level. Like let's be real. He beat him. The other time he beat him, they went prevent defense and they scored in 8 seconds. So like I'm just saying, like that ain't on. You know what I'm saying? Like Josh Allen ain't have no say in that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a couple times he lost on. I'm scoring 28, 30 points. Like that ain't.
Yes.
I'm just saying, how can you say he's better when it's the defense?
Because I think Mahomes has done more with less than Josh Allen. I thought this team that he got to the Super Bowl. Hold on, my bad, John. I'll let you go. I thought what Patrick Mahomes did last year to get that team to the Super Bowl. I did not think they were going to the Super Bowl. Like I didn't think that. I thought that they would definitely be. I thought that Buffalo or Baltimore would beat them. Kansas City got to the Super Bowl. They had the best player in the sport. Right now, to me, the best player is still Patrick Mahomes. Has Josh Allen closed the gap? Hell yeah. Now the rest of them guys, I don't necessarily think. Maybe Joe Burrow, maybe. But the rest of them, yeah, they got to win. I get that. Because Joe Burrow at least been to a Super Bowl. But for me, like Mahomes has proven, like, if you give him an adequate roster, we're going to make something happen. Go ahead, Jay.
Mahomes went 15-1 last year with a team that this year's Kansas City team would beat the living hell out of. Like, they're a lot more talented than they were last year, and they still went 15-1. I understand your point about Allen outplaying Mahomes, and he has, no doubt about it. But Mahomes has made one or two less mistakes than Josh Allen did. I remember in that last game, the AFC Championship game, Allen had a chance. He got the ball back. He had a chance to go win it. He didn't get it done. There was an overthrow there. There was a missed throw here. And, yeah, I hear you with the fourth down call. They got robbed. Everyone knows that. But before leading up to that fourth down, I recall some plays where Josh Allen, he had a chance. And it's just those one or two plays that Mahomes doesn't make those mistakes. That's the key to beating him. It's in those moments within the game where it's like he's not going to make that mistake or he's not going to miss that one throw. Again, no quarterback's going to play perfect, but it's just like with Mahomes, it's almost like you kind of have to play perfect, even though it's not logical. But that's where I get like those little details as to why Allen hasn't and the Bills haven't beaten Mahomes. Now look, scoring in 13 seconds, like it's not a damn thing Josh Allen can do about that. No. But it's just throughout the course of the game, there's just little plays here and there that add up towards the end.
So he's the best.
Tim, I'll give you a chance. Go ahead.
From 2024, he's the best quarterback y'all seen last year. Like, there's no way. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way he was the best quarterback last year.
I think he's the best quarterback because, in my opinion, for him to get his team to the Super Bowl, I value getting to the Super Bowl, just like you do with Jalen Hurts, just like you did. Like when Jalen Hurts lost to Mahomes, he was better than Mahomes. He had one mistake in the game that cost him. He fumbled the ball. The Nick Bolton got the ball. That was the game, essentially. You can talk about the pass interference at the end of the game, but that was the game.
No, but Mahomes didn't play well in this Super Bowl, though.
In what Super Bowl? Yeah. But let me say this. My bad, John. Like, yes, and I don't make excuses for players, but we can understand why he didn't play well. Like, it ain't like we don't understand why he didn't play well. We understand. Like, I'm a Tom Brady fan. They beat him 31-9. Yeah, Tom Brady played good. That wasn't the reason why they won the game. Like, the defensive line dominated the game. They had people missing out in the game. The Chiefs in the Super Bowl against the Eagles, the last Super Bowl in February, they didn't have a left tackle. So yeah, you're already at a disadvantage. You have to swing one player from another position, so you're weakening two positions because you have to move that guy from guard to tackle. And now you're weakening the guard position, and the tackle position is not the same because you have a guard out there. All I'm saying is that Mahomes made me look dumb last year, so I can't sit here and say like somebody's better. Do I think Josh Allen is right there? You damn right. So it's not really nothing for me to debate, but I have to value winning, bro. Tim, let me say this, bro. Let me pull this up. You did your list last week, right, bro? Yeah. You have Jalen Hurts as the second best quarterback. Why? Because he won. That's why, like, bro, you value winning. So, bro, excuse me for value winning to get to the Super Bowl. He didn't win the Super Bowl, but he got to it.
That's why he had 4. That's why he had 4.
No. I get that, but I'm saying you have Jalen Hurts at number 2. Why? Yeah. He won the Super Bowl.
Nah, he dominated the Super Bowl.
Because you can't physically, like, you have Joe Burrow at number 3. Joe Burrow's a better player than Jalen Hurts. He's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. But you have him at number 2 because he's a winner. He won. He outplayed Mahomes in both Super Bowls, and that's fine. I'm not knocking the list. That's your list, and like you said, you can't disagree with somebody's list. You can debate it, but you can't disagree with it. That's fine. But I'm saying he's won, so you value winning. All I'm saying with Mahomes is he got to the AFC Championship game. I value winning. He got to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. He won the AFC.
I got you.
He beat Allen.
I'm just saying, I just don't think it's realistic to say he's the best quarterback in the league based off what he's been doing the last 2-3 years. Like, it's been a decline. So, like, that's my point. Like, I just don't see him as the best.
I got you. Hey, Jay, before we take a break before we come back with our NFL predictions. Jay, I just want to give you what I disagree with your list, and I'm sorry, it's just a glaring stare at me at number 7, bro. I think Jaden Daniels too high, and I listened to you intently. You said the Washington Commanders should be a team that should be reckoned with. And when we give our NFL predictions, you will see why I have the Washington Commanders. I'm not as high on the Commanders as everybody else. Again, I will state them reasons why when we get to that in the next segment. But I think Jaden Daniels is too high. Like you said with Tim on Instagram, and y'all were debating Lamar and Jaden Daniels. He played 1 year. I don't think he's better than Baker. I don't think he's better than Goff, and I don't think he's better than Purdy. Purdy went to an NFC Championship game. He went to 2. He blew out his UCL or LCL in one of them. And then the second one, he went to the Super Bowl. He lost to Mahomes. That's fine. Jared Goff has played in the Super Bowl. Yeah, he wet the bed last year in the playoff game, but like you said, Detroit was playing me. They were playing me and my kids. Like, you're not going to win playing me and my kids. Like, we don't play the NFL. We talk about the game, but we don't play the game. And
Jared Goff wasn't impressive in the Super Bowl. He wasn't impressive.
No, I get that. But as we saw, like, on Saturday with Arch Manning, he was going against a hell of a defensive coordinator. He was going against Matt Patricia and Bill Belichick. So I mean, like, you get a pass for that.
You played a real team. It wasn't University of Texas San Antonio and UL Monroe. It was Ohio.
I get that. But I'm saying that when you have defensive masterminds that can mass up a game plan, that can beat any offense.
Sure,
we've seen that over time. So my point is that.
But does it? The quarterback still had to perform? Like, okay.
No.
I agree with
that. I agree with that. Tim, I criticized Arch in the first segment, so I agree with that. I'm saying that I don't hold it badly against Jared Goff that he got outsmarted by Bill Belichick. Jim Kelly got outsmarted by Bill Belichick. Dan Marino got outsmarted by Bill Belichick. Tom Brady in his game against the Patriots, if you go watch that game, he outsmarted Brady. Tampa Bay just found a way to win. Like, Bill Belichick is going to do that. He's a mastermind defensive strategist. So
think about this though. Daniels came into Detroit. I don't care what y'all say about the injuries. Everybody in the world knew they had injuries. Ain't nobody picked Washington to win the game, and they end up going and scoring 50. Like, I don't like that. That means something to me.
I don't want to give my arguments away, but I will explain this later. I also, bro, let me take these off, sir. Don't let that schedule last year fool you. If you go look hard at that Washington schedule, bro, they are the capital definition of lucky.
They did.
Like, and I will go into that the next segment, bro.
I'm a believer. You only can play.
They won a lot of games last year that they will not win this year. I can guarantee you that.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, so based off last year, there's no way I'm putting Goff over Daniels. Like, no way.
That's fine. That's fine. I am, because I value what you've done over. Jared Goff had a better year than him last year. He just didn't play good in the playoff game. I don't value one game over a season. Like, that's crazy.
He didn't have a better year than Daniels last year.
Bro, go look at the stats, bro. Pull it up. Go ahead, pull him up. Tell me what Jay Daniels is beating him in other than rushing yards.
Better. See, that's what I'm saying. Better season. Y'all just see numbers, right? If you see 4,000 yards and say he threw for whatever, right? A better season. Washington had no hope. Like, how could he have a better season? Like,
won 15 games.
No,
that's like what?
Detroit. That's what we had Detroit doing.
No, we did not. No.
Hold on.
Yeah,
the year before Detroit. Hold on, listen. Detroit, the year before, how many games they won, JD?
I don't know. 12.
They won a lot of games, and did they lose to San Francisco in the playoff game?
Yeah.
So we didn't think Detroit was going to build from last year and go to the Super Bowl. Everyone had Detroit win the Super Bowl. So how was what Goff did more impressive than Daniels?
Have them going to the Super Bowl is different than them winning 15 games. They won. I think
they might have won 13, 12. Somebody look. How many games did they win the year before?
They won 12 and 13.
Oh, so JD, so they won 2 more games. How was that more? Listen. How was that more impressive than the team from the?
Because Washington played a last place schedule.
It doesn't matter. They have to win.
It does matter because I know the game, and you beat Chicago on a Hail Mary. Tim, you beat Chicago on a Hail Mary, my nigga. And at the end of the game, and 3 weeks later, they fired their coach.
JG, does it matter how you win the game, or do you just win the game?
It matters.
Hey, JD, if my team win the game,
if Lamar Jackson, John, let me say this. If Lamar Jackson have a bad playoff game and the Ravens win, guess what he gonna say? The Ravens won, but Lamar played like shit. That's what he gonna say. No, that does not matter.
But they won the game.
How you play matters. That matters how you play.
Well, first of all, he just lied.
It doesn't with certain guys. You gotta win and you have to play well.
That's what I'm saying. You have to win and play well. That's what I'm saying.
Lamar can play well. If he loses, all we're going to talk about is you lost another playoff game. And
so that's a lie because I just told you I don't even care if he win the playoff game. I just want to see him play well.
I'm not saying.
No, I'm just saying. So I'm saying what he just said was a lie because I've been saying
if the man lose to Bo Nix in the playoffs and he played well, you know what you're gonna say? Man, he lost to Bo Nix.
No, I won't. I never do that. If y'all, that's why I feel like y'all don't understand what a hater is. If y'all ever see my arguments and debate, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying if y'all ever see what I actually say, like actually listen to what I say. I say if that's why I ranked Josh Allen at 1. Has Josh Allen played bad in the playoffs? No, but I'm not knocking. That's what I'm saying. I don't knock. I'm not even playing bad. I say I want to see him play well in the playoffs. That's all I need to see because I feel like if he plays well, the Ravens will get to where they. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's missing. He doesn't play well in those moments. So that's all I'm saying. Once he played well in those moments, I won't have no Lamar debate. Like I don't hate the kid. Like he has to play well. Nigga, y'all will tell me them 2 turnovers don't matter, right? In the Bills game. Andrew should have caught the pass, right? That's what everyone will say, right? But them 2 turnovers do matter. You know what I'm saying? You're not playing well.
The miss pass to Derrick Henry matters too. John, let me just say
that's what I'm saying. He doesn't play well.
No,
so that's a lie to say that
I will give you that. All I'm saying about Jaden Daniels is, bro, if you look hard at what they did, bro, last year, it really wasn't impressive. In my opinion. Yes. Okay, what they did to win the games, bro, yes. They won more games than what they did. Yes, that's impressive. But if you look hard at their schedule, and we will get to that the next segment. I promise you that. Bro, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors in that. And like I said, and I don't get too deep in Washington.
Washington make their schedule.
They will this year. They made it this year by winning 12. No. What I'm saying, no, they don't make that schedule. You got to play one, and that's fine. No. You're right, bro. They made that schedule this year because they ain't got no tomato cans on their schedule like how they got last year. They got some real teams this year, and we gonna see. Go ahead, JG. Go ahead. You can end the segment. Go ahead.
We got to go because Ross is saying we got to wrap this up. We got to go. This is good though.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a quick break. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is brought to you by Edibly Airy. Enjoy the heightened experience of THC edibles in a whole new way. At Edibly Airy, our freeze-dry edibles available in 100 milligram, 200 milligram, 300 milligram, 400 milligram will give you the buzz you crave with a flavor you won't forget. Available in 3 different flavors: watermelon sunset, tropical fruit, and berry. To place orders, please visit the website at ediblyairy.com. While you're there at ediblyairy.com, use a promotion code. You guys see the promotion code on the screen. $ Highly Airy, $. Again, $ Highly Airy, $ for 20% off your first purchase. Follow us on IG at Edibly Airy for new product releases and monthly hookups. Must be 21 and over to purchase. Edibly Airy, the best freeze-dry edibles out. Go shop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. It's the time that you guys have all been waiting for. It's the time that Josh, Tim, and JG put their money where their mouth is. They put their predictions out here so the whole world can see them. We give you our AFC, NFC predictions. We'll give you the 2 teams that we think will meet in the Super Bowl and give you the team that we think will win the Super Bowl. As the rookie on the show, JG, you up first, bro. Go ahead, bro.
All right, so playoff predictions. I'll start with the AFC here. I got the Buffalo Bills getting the number 1 seed this year, dominating the AFC East. I don't see there's no competition that will deal with them. I don't see anything from the Jets that tells me they're going to be the Patriots are coming, but they're not there yet. And do I really want to get to the Miami Dolphins? No. So I feel like the AFC East is all but locked up. Buffalo is actually favored in all of their games this season, which is crazy. I think that I think the Ravens will beat them in week 1, but other than that, I don't think that they lose another game. They might actually go like 15-1 and take the number 1 seed in the AFC. So I got Buffalo getting home field advantage. I got the Chiefs still win the AFC West. I know the AFC West has gotten better. I know that Bo Nix and Denver are coming. I know that Justin Herbert and the Chargers have gotten a little bit better, but I think in the end, it's still going to be Kansas City dominating the AFC West again, so they will get the 2 seed. I got the Ravens getting the AFC North at 3 seed. AFC North is tricky. You got Burrow, Chase, and Higgins there on offense, but Cincinnati doesn't really have much of a defense. But they still have enough firepower to win some games. So we'll see what happens there. I think ultimately the Ravens end up taking the AFC North in the end. At 4, I have the AFC South champion Houston Texans. Again, a division that is not the strongest. We got Cam Ward. In Tennessee. We got Daniel Jones in Indy. I know how you feel about Daniel Jones and all that. And then what else we have? We got Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think C.J. Stroud and the Texans are still a better team. You get C.J. Stroud's getting Nico Collins back. The offensive line is a question mark. I'm a little worried about that, but they have a very aggressive defense with Derek Stingley and Will Anderson Jr. leading the charge. So I think that'll be enough for them to capture the AFC South. My wild cards, the Denver Broncos. Like I said, Bo Nix and this Denver Broncos team, I'm expecting them to take a step. Bo Nix has another year under Sean Payton. He's got Cortland Sutton. He's got this kid R.J. Hampton, who a lot of people are raving about. I'm thinking he's going to be a breakout star this year. And Denver's defense is one of the best in the league, led by the great Pat Surtain. So I think Denver will definitely be in the playoffs firmly. But I think it'll be a wild card because they won't overtake KC for that division title. At 6, I have the Cincinnati Bengals making the playoffs and getting that 6th seed. I think all this fuss about Joe Burrow and the Bengals starting off slow, I think he will put that to bed. They will win a couple more games like they should have won last year. They won't wet the bed, I don't feel like, again this year, because they played in the preseason. They feel like that was part of the problem. So they got that out of the way. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, too much firepower for them to not make the playoffs. So I think they sneak into the wild card at 6. And at 7, I have my 3rd AFC West team, the LA Chargers, making it at the 7th seed. I think Justin Herbert, another year in Jim Harbaugh, improving defense. Drafted Omarion Hampton out of North Carolina to bolster that running game. So I think Justin Herbert and the Chargers will definitely make a push this year and sneak into the playoffs. I don't think they go far, but they will sneak in at number 7. You want to keep going with the NFC?
Yeah, you can go to the NFC and then give your Super Bowl at the end.
Cool. Yeah, so the NFC, I got the Eagles capturing the number 1 seed. They win the NFC East again. I know Jaden Daniels and DC got better, but I still think Philly is still a lot better than them. When we talk about roster construction, top to bottom. The Giants, eventually we'll see Jackson Dart, but the Giants aren't going to win. I think they win maybe 5 or 6 games. And the Dallas Cowboys they're the Dallas Cowboys. They're a train wreck. So I don't see them even making the playoffs, quite frankly. So I think with that being said, Philly's going to win the NFC East and claim that number 1 seed. At 2, I have the NFC West champion LA Rams. I got the Rams winning the NFC West. I think the best competition is going to be against the San Francisco 49ers. But again, we talk about roster construction top to bottom. I think the Rams are still a better team than the 49ers. And because of that, they will capture that 2 seed and win the NFC West. At 3, I got the Detroit Lions. All this fuss about offensive coordinator's gone, defensive coordinator's gone. They're getting all their guys back, including Aiden Hutchinson on defense. The weapons are still there for Jared Goff. Dan Campbell's still the head coach. That culture is still there. They got Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery in the backfield. I don't see why Detroit still can't run away with this. JJ McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings, there are some expectations there, like that JJ will take them to the playoffs. I think it's way too high. I do not agree with that at all. I think that JJ McCarthy, being his first year starting, they will struggle, and Minnesota might be the one that misses the playoffs. So I think Detroit takes that. Green Bay's going to be better. As we know, they just got Micah Parsons, but in the end, I got to trust Jordan Love to be healthy and also not turn the ball over. Right now, that's a tall ask for me. So I think that because of that, Detroit is still the best team, and Chicago starting to get better, but again, I don't think they're ready yet to go to the playoffs. So Detroit should do that. At 4, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning their division. I just think by and large they're the best team in the NFC South. I don't trust Michael Penix Jr. yet with Atlanta. I don't trust Bryce Young in Carolina. And I can't think of that last team right now, but I don't think they're making it either. So I think Tampa wins that by default. The Saints. Oh, the Aints. My bad. The Aints are there. So that's a definite 2-win right there. So I ain't got to worry about that. So Tampa Bay's taking that at number 4. My wild cards, I got the Commanders coming in at that first wild card spot. I'm expecting Jaden Daniels and his DC team to again. I don't see them replicating what they did last year. And again, they got to almost the top of the mountain, so there might be a little bit of a drop off. We'll see what happens there. A little more film on Jaden Daniels and this team and how they operate their offense. But I still think they're too talented to not be a wild card team, in my opinion. Jaden Daniels, as I said earlier, has changed the dynamic of this entire franchise, and I think they're on the way to another playoff berth. My second wild card, the San Francisco 49ers. Easiest schedule in the NFL based on the team winning percentage from last year. I expect Brock Purdy to play a lot better now that he's got Kittle, McCaffrey, and eventually Brandon Ayuk back. Ricky Pearsall, look out for him in the first few games of this season. He's going to have a bigger role with the injury to Ayuk and Jawan Jennings kind of being in and out of the lineup. I expect Ricky Pearsall to be a little more involved with the offense. And at 7, I got the Green Bay Packers getting that last wild card spot. The Green Bay Packers drafted Matthew Golden. I think he's the first wide receiver they drafted in the first round. Maybe I don't know since how long, but I think he's going to be the best wide receiver in that room of very good receivers. I don't see any great receivers, but really good ones. You still got the running back. Got to think right now, but
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs, thank you. You still got Josh Jacobs to hand the football to. Pretty good offensive line, pretty solid defense, but it's going to come down to Jordan Love. Can you stay healthy and can you take care of the football? You cannot. We know that he's talented, but he's very reckless with the football. Threw a lot of interceptions that kind of made you scratch your head. Like, what are you doing? If he cleans some of that up, and I expect he will. Matt LaFleur is a really good coach, so I expect him to help Jordan Love clean it up a little bit. And Green Bay will be in that last wild card spot. My Super Bowl pick in the AFC. I'm still a homer. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think this roster. Eric DeCosta, and I said this on Club JG, Eric DeCosta and this Ravens front office, they have done everything they can to this roster. There is nothing more that you can ask them to do right now. You signed the likes of Jair Alexander to join a very loaded, at least on paper, secondary that which includes Malachi Starks, Nate Wiggins, and Marlon Humphrey. You've got Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, and Keaton Mitchell, who's finally healthy coming off the injuries that he was dealing with. Really good offensive line. Your defense is led by Roquan Smith in that front 7. Outside of maybe Tyler Luke, the new Ravens kicker, we'll see what happens there. I mean, he's played pretty well in the preseason, but what more do you need? I mean, what more do you need? What more can be done to this roster? I don't think there's anything to do. Number 8, you got to show up in the playoffs, man. I defend you. You know, I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. I'll defend him to the cows come home, but I have no defense here. You got everything you need. You're one of the most talented quarterbacks we've ever seen. You got to get it done. You got to be Josh. You got to be Joe, and you got to be Pat to get the Super Bowl. That's how it's going to be every single year. They're not going anywhere. So you got to find a way to get it done. In the NFC, I think the Philadelphia Eagles return to the Super Bowl. I think they didn't really lose much to me outside of Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator. Yeah, we still got Saquon Barkley there. The offensive line stuff still is what it is. The tush push still can't be stopped. You got A.J. Brown. You got Devontae Smith there. You have that aggressive monster of a defensive line led by Jalen Carter and those guys. So I'm expecting Philly to get back. I think now the Rams will probably they can give them a run for their money. I thought they played really well in that playoff game last year. I think the Rams honestly could have beat Philly, but outside of the Rams, I don't see anybody really stopping Philly, especially if they got home field advantage throughout the playoffs at the link. I don't see anybody taking out Philly, and I think they will return to the Super Bowl.
And who is the Super Bowl 60 winner?
The Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm shocked. So John, let's go over recap. Let's recap John picks. John has the in the AFC has the Buffalo Bills as the number 1 seed, the Kansas City Chiefs as the number 2 seed, the Baltimore Ravens as the number 3 seed, the Houston Texans as the number 4 seed. Those seeds are in order of them winning the AFC East, AFC West, AFC North, AFC South, respectively. The wild cards are the number 5 seed Denver Broncos, the number 6 seed Cincinnati Bengals, and the number 7 seed LA Chargers. In the NFC, he has the Eagles winning the East, the Rams winning the West, the Lions winning the North, the Buccaneers winning the South, the Washington Commanders, the San Francisco 49ers, the Green Bay Packers, all 7 teams making the playoffs. And John's Super Bowl 60 is the Baltimore Ravens versus the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Baltimore Ravens are winning the Super Bowl. Tim, you're up, my brother.
All right, so I'm gonna start with the AFC South. I got a surprise, man. I'm going Indy, man. I think they get the run game going with Jonathan Taylor. I think Daniel.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Can I stand up? I'm sorry. I got. Go ahead. Go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Oh my God.
I'm not the biggest Daniel Jones fan, but I don't think he is as bad as what everyone thinks. Like I think he's serviceable. Like he can, you know what I'm saying? I think he can get them to the play. Like I think because if I'm not mistaken, how many games they won last year with Richardson? Like
they won 8 games. It was 8-9 last year.
You talking about we need 2 or 3 more? I think he could do it. Me personally. So that's a shocker for a lot of people. Indy. My next team, AFC East. I'm going with Buffalo Bills. I like what they added in the receiver room. I know they're not big splash players, but Josh Palmer, I like him a lot. I just had the other boy name. I forgot it already. Josh Palmer and Elijah Moore. I think he'll make a difference over there. So I like the Bills to win the AFC East. AFC West, man, I told y'all know Pat declining. So like I told you, I'm going Chargers. Justin Herbert. I like AFC West for the Chargers, man. And I know this is going to shock everyone, man. I like to say AFC North for last, man. And I know it's going to sound crazy right here, right? It's going to sound real crazy.
You better not.
Because when I wrote it down, I was like, man, this looked crazy, right?
Yo, I'm talking about. Can I start?
I know you're not going to tell me who I think you're going to say.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, Tim don't hate the Ravens. He's just being objective.
No, you're not about to say who I think.
So I know this is going to look crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I just think they're going to figure this thing out on defense, man. I'm taking Cincinnati, man.
Okay.
I think Cincinnati going to win the division. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you was going to take the Steelers or something.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say the Pittsburgh Steelers. I was
no.
Hell no.
No, so Cincinnati. I got Cincinnati in the door. My wild card teams, right? My wild card teams is Baltimore, Miami, and Houston. So I know y'all wondering where the other team at that y'all like a lot, but I don't have them making the playoffs.
Oh,
yeah. So if you look at my list, you'll see who's not on there. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that, but you know I stand on what I say.
Hold on, time out, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta ask this man. So
yeah,
the team that has represented the AFC in the Super Bowl the last like 4 years, 3 years, they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it.
They ain't gonna make it.
Okay.
I'm sorry to tell y'all heard it here first, right?
Okay.
You know, I had a lot of things that I said before last year that went right. Some things went wrong, but I'm pretty.
We're gonna focus on what's right.
Yeah, just focus on all things on this show, brother. The right there. I mean, like,
it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, right? They missing their best receiver technically for the first 6 games. So I'm just gonna see Kelsey 35. He just got married to Taylor Swift. That's a whole nother. I'm just telling you, it ain't gonna look right in Kansas City. But y'all heard it here first. I'm giving y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all heard it here first.
Oh man.
Okay.
This guy, you're telling me that Daniel Jones is gonna make the playoffs, but Patrick Mahomes isn't?
I mean, what you just tell me? It's right. So that sounds crazy, but then you say AFC got the better quarterbacks. So why can't Daniel Jones make the, you know what I'm saying, NFC? You said the Texas line weak. You know what I'm saying? They missing Joe Mixon, Nico Collins coming off an injury. Like, so to me.
But Daniel Jones made the playoffs over Mahomes?
I mean, he in a different conference, right? He in the NFC over
different division.
Yeah, my fault. Different division.
It's the same conference though, brother. Like, I don't know what that one. Oof.
So So for my NFC picks, NFC East gonna go through the Eagles. NFC North, I like the Lions. They bring back a lot. I just think talent-wise, even with the coordinators, like you said, it's just too much talent over there. They're gonna figure it out quicker than later. NFC South, man, is another. Well, probably ain't no shocker, but yeah, I'm going Dirty Birds, man. I'm all in with Penix. I don't see the Bucks, that defense, like you said, middle of the pack. I just don't. I think the Atlanta youthfulness in this Penix second year, and he played a little bit last year. I think he excels this year. And they had the best player in the division, Bijan Robinson. So I like the Falcons. NFC West. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the best player.
Bijan Robinson.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Who better, Baker? I mean, quarterback. It's hard to compare quarterback and running back, but if you think Baker better, that's cool. I'm not mad at that.
I think Baker Mayfield better than Bijan Robinson.
I mean, they play 2 different positions, but Bijan.
I get that. I think Baker.
So Bijan top 5 at position and Baker top 10. But I get it. He better.
That's great. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. NFC West team y'all not talking about. Seattle's gonna win that division, not the Rams. Seattle's gonna win that division. Y'all heard it here first. Once again, y'all heard it here first. Seattle's gonna win that division. Charbonnet, Darnold, Ajigba, Cooper Kupp. They're going to win that division. Better defensively, they're going to win that division. And for the wild cards over there, I have Washington, 49ers, and Green Bay.
The Buccaneers not going to make the playoffs.
The Rams aren't going to make the playoffs?
Nah. Stafford, you just said Stafford had a back injury.
Yes.
That hill, right? That don't heal. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna heal. That ain't gonna heal.
I hear you on that, but still Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua.
Devontae Adams not the same.
Tyler Williams.
This one thing that I think people
Garoppolo would go in there and play and win a few games with that.
We live off people's names rather than what they do right now. Devontae Williams ain't that same guy. Is he still a good receiver? Yeah, but he's not what you think.
So that's all.
He's a good wide receiver. He's a good wide receiver too. Puka Nacua is wide receiver 1.
Yeah, no, he is. And
I think Adams is a great wide receiver too.
The quarterback has a bag back, so that means he can't move. His mobility's not as well. But yeah, you're right.
Stafford was never mobile. I mean, I think he was.
No, I'm just saying. But you can move arm angles and stuff. Like you throw side arm, your back got to contort. You know what I'm saying? Certain stuff ain't as comfortable no more. Any 36. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna see. We gonna see. You know, I like to give a list where though I ain't giving all the favors. Y'all want to hear something different. You want to hear a different ideology. You want to hear something different. Everybody else gonna give you the same teams, right? You know what I'm saying? What's fun? What make that fun? If I tell you the same teams y'all just said,
so you have more faith in Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, than Patrick Mahomes and Matthew Stafford.
You keep saying that like they in the same they in the NFC.
No, I'm just giving you an example. These are quarterbacks that are going to be starting.
Yeah, but they in the y'all tell me the better quarterbacks is in AFC, right? So you got to go through more. The gauntlet is hard, is what y'all would tell me, right? So why can't they win in the NFC when the gauntlet is hard? The Texans, I like the Texans, but CJ Stroud ain't played well last year. Joe Mixon out, Chubb. Like I see what Chubb look like over there. So it's a lot of unknown. I know that they just won 8 games with Anthony Richardson, who isn't accurate at all. I don't know if he can read the defense or none of that. I know he can throw the ball long. I know Daniel Jones, a Duke guy, little small IQ, a little higher. You know what I'm saying? I think he's just gonna put him in better situations to win the game.
That's what Duke wants you to think. Everyone that go there ain't smart.
Oh no, hey, I ain't saying he's smart, but I'm just saying IQ wise. I just think,
damn, okay.
No, I'm not a Duke guy either, but I'm just saying IQ wise. I just think he's gonna put him in better positions than AR did.
All right, listen, can we just stick to the NFL? Duke ain't got nothing to do with this.
No, I'm just saying.
Y'all just being disrespectful. I don't just Florida State won a game, Maryland won a game. Now y'all want to talk shit.
No, I ain't saying that. IQ wise.
Y'all trying to be funny now. Come on.
I think
Daniel Jones. I like the Daniel Jones pick, Tim. I like it.
I think you just want to put him in better positions.
I like it. Okay. I'm trying to be funny about Duke. No Duke slander will be allowed on this show. They went through enough. Y'all see, I still ain't recovered for what Houston did to me.
Ross, play the video.
Nah, Ross. You good, bro. Chill. Okay, Tim. So who will play in Super Bowl 60? I mean, I think you said you got Washington, the 49ers, and the Packers. Is that who you had to play?
Yeah, wild card. Yeah.
Wild cards. Okay, yes. Okay. So who you have in Super Bowl 60?
So Super Bowl, man, I was battling with this, right? So I think it's the Bills. I think Josh Allen and them figure it out. Like I think they finally take that, especially since the guy y'all think number 1 ain't gonna be in there. So he don't gotta see nothing that you know what I'm saying. He don't gotta see nobody.
Yeah.
From not saying he don't have to. Let me not disrespect him like that. Not saying he doesn't have to see nobody, but to me, he would be clearly the number 1 quarterback on that side if y'all got not in there, right? So yeah. I got Josh Allen on the other side.
No, time out. I wouldn't say my guy. Patrick Mahomes is not my guy. I just think he's the best quarterback in the league. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, my fault. Not y'all. Well.
I think he's the best quarterback. He's not my guy though. But go ahead. I just want to emphasize that he's not my guy.
Yeah. Go ahead, Pat. So Pat on the couch chilling with me. So we gonna go with on the other side. On the other side, you already know who's going. We going back. Okay. Like we just got younger in some certain positions. You know what I'm saying? We going back. Barring any real injuries, we going back. Like it ain't. I don't see nothing out NFC that really scared me too much. We going back.
Gotcha.
Eagles Bills, man. Eagles Bills.
Who gonna win the Super Bowl? And the winner of the Eagles and the Bills?
So I actually think, well, not y'all guy, but you know, Mahomes ain't show up to the party last year. I think Josh Allen, he show up to the party, give us a better game, but we still walk up there with the dub. Like it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Another day in the office. Then my boy got 2, and then I still want to see how Mahomes in front of him next year after he get 2. But we had that conversation next year.
Totally got you. I think we had the same conversation I used to have about Tom Brady and Eli with Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts if it gets to that conversation. So Tim has the Bills winning the AFC East, the Colts winning the AFC South, the Bengals winning the North, Bills winning the East, the Colts winning the South, the Bengals winning the North, the Chargers winning the West, the Ravens, Miami, and Houston as a wild card. He has the Lions winning the North, the Falcons winning the South, Seattle winning the West, the Eagles winning the East, the Commanders, the 49ers, and the Packers as the wild cards. The Super Bowl 60 will be the Eagles and the Bills, and the winner is the Philadelphia Eagles. So both of you guys have the Eagles going back to the Super Bowl. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys have been waiting for an objective list where I'm not going to pick, because I live in an area or I like a team, you feel me? I'm going to be objective to you guys, you feel me? So here we go. Let's start off with the AFC. In the AFC East, I have the Buffalo Bills winning. I think Josh Allen has proven he's the second best quarterback in the league. Some can argue as the best quarterback. I think Buffalo has proven that they are the best team in the AFC East. I think New England will take a step up. I think New England will mess around, probably be the second best team in that division. I think Miami got too much turbulence this offseason with Tyreek talking and guys questioning their practice habits and stuff like that. So I think Buffalo wins the division. I think the New York Jets finish last in that division. AFC North, I think the AFC North is the Baltimore Ravens division to lose. They have the best team in this division. They have the best offense and the best defense in this division. And that is not they have the best. They have the second best offense and the best defense in the division, and that's not the Bills. The second best offense closely behind Cincinnati. You can make a case the Ravens have the better offense. I know the Bengals have better skill players, but the Bengals don't have a running back room like the Ravens. The Ravens' third string running back can start for the Bengals, and that's Kevion Mitchell. He would be the Bengals' best running back.
Start for the Bengals? I can't remember.
Chase Brown.
Yeah, I think Mitchell was better than Chase Brown.
He wouldn't start.
I think he would. I think the Ravens have the best running back room in the NFL.
I don't even think that's debatable. Mitchell is not an every down back. He's not starting over Chase Brown. Keith Mitchell is not an every down back.
Chase Brown was not an every down back.
He's bigger than Keith Mitchell. That's my point. He's bigger than Keith Mitchell, though. So you're not.
No, that's fine. But you just went and said that Kevion Mitchell is not an every down back. Chase Brown's not an every down back either. So don't make it seem like he is. I'm saying he's not going to start over.
Either
one of them are every down running backs, but Kevion Mitchell has more burst and more speed, so I think he's better than Chase Brown. Kevion Mitchell's behind Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, and Lamar Jackson. So he's literally the fourth running back on the Ravens roster.
Mitchell wouldn't start on no NFL team as a running back.
He would start. He would be the best running back on the Cincinnati Bengals. That's fine, bro. We can debate that another time.
I love
the AFC. Go ahead,
I'm sorry. I interrupt. I got to agree with that one. I love Keaton Mitchell, but I don't think he's starting. He's got a lot of potential. I still think he's really young and not quite into his game yet.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna just mark my words by saying this. The Baltimore Ravens have the best running back room in the NFL. It's not even close.
I would have to look. I don't know.
Yeah. Look, bro. If I'm wrong, you got every opportunity.
Let's be honest. Like, what does that mean?
They have the best running back room in the league.
Justin Hill hasn't did much in the league. So, like, how is that the best running back room? Like, I'm just thinking of
Derrick Henry, second best running back in the league. Lamar Jackson, Justice Hill, and Kevion Mitchell.
The quarterback isn't. You said running. You said running back. You said running back.
Running back.
Lamar Jackson isn't a running back.
Hey, bro, I'm sorry, yo. Lamar Jackson. You right, bro. You had Jaden Daniels at number 5, bro. You had him at number 5 because he passes the ball. Cool, you right. AFC West.
Bro, you said running back room, though.
Lamar Jackson runs the ball, so he's part of the running back room. But he's part of the running back room.
Say backfield then. It's not. No, it's not. He's not a running back. So it can't be the running back room. It has to be the backfield.
You're right. Let me be politically correct. Lamar Jackson, the Ravens have the best backfield in the they have the best rushing backfield in the NFL. They have Lamar Jackson, they have Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Kevion Mitchell, and Justice Hill.
That's why I wanted to clear it up.
I think that those 4 guys are dangerous, electric, power, speed, whatever you have the Bills winning the East, the Ravens winning the North. I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning the AFC West. I like Denver. I think they're a good team. I like the Chargers. The Chargers lost Rashawn Slater. I think that will come back and be a hindrance to that team at some point in time throughout the season. At some point in time, you losing an all-pro left tackle will come back and hurt you. So I think the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm not going to be dumb like I was last year because I thought last year was it. No. It's not the end. They've proven that they are who they are until an AFC team beats them. The AFC South, where me and Tim will agree, if I had balls, I would take Indianapolis. I did not have balls, so I took the Texans. But I like your pick for the Colts. I definitely think the Colts can win this division. I think the Colts will be the second best team in this division. I'm not buying the hype with Jacksonville. I picked them last year. I need to see Trevor Lawrence do it. I saw what I'm not sold on Tennessee. They have a rookie quarterback. I need to see him play. I'm taking the Texans, but I definitely like the Colts to be right there with the Texans in this division. My wild cards, I have the Los Angeles Chargers making a wild card. I told y'all when Jim Harbaugh got the job, I believe in Jim Harbaugh. I'm up and down on the quarterback. I did a 180 on him. So I believe that Jim Harbaugh can get the best out of Justin Herbert and improve that defense a little bit. They've improved somewhat of the weaponry. They went out and got the wide receiver out of Ole Miss, Trey Harris, in the second round. They went out and re-signed Keenan Allen. So I think the Chargers have some weaponry. The Denver Broncos, I think, make the playoffs as well. I think they arguably have the best defense in the NFL. They drafted defense. They went out and signed defense. They went out and signed Hufanga from the San Francisco 49ers. They went out and signed Dre Greenlaw. They drafted Jair Byrne, the cornerback out of Texas, in the first round. They put him on the other side of the best corner in the NFL, in my opinion, Patrick Surtain Jr. Patrick Surtain the second, I'm sorry. So I think the Broncos make the playoffs. And my last AFC prediction is the Cincinnati Bengals. I think Joe Burrow leads this team to the playoffs. I do not think they start off slow. I think the Bengals make the playoffs in the AFC. In the NFC, I have the Detroit Lions winning the NFC North. Everyone's going to be in love with Micah Parsons being traded to the Green Bay Packers. It's a great move for that. Dallas traded Micah Parsons to Green Bay for Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks in the next 2 drafts. But I think Detroit's the best team. I do think losing their 2 coordinators will hurt them in the playoffs. But in the regular season, I think they will be fine. The NFC East, I think it's the Philadelphia Eagles division to win. I think the second best team in that division. Let me take these off so the world can see me. The second best team in that division, ladies and gentlemen, will be the Dallas Cowboys. I do not, and I will as I give my predictions later. You will see where I have the Commanders finishing at. I think that the Dallas Cowboys are set up to be the second best team in that division. The reason why, no one can debate this. When Dak Prescott plays a full season, the Cowboys win 10 games. That's not debatable. That is not debatable. They win 10 games every time he plays a full season. I think he will play a full season. You add George Pickens to CeeDee Lamb, you feel me? I think that the Cowboys will have a better offense than what they did last year. Their defense was trash with Micah Parsons, so they'll be trash without. I think they'll be better. Let me say this: Micah Parsons was the best player on that defense, but I think their defense will take steps without Micah Parsons. You have a run stop at Kenny Clark. You have other guys that need to step up. Sam Williams, they went out and re-signed Dante Fowler from the Commanders. I think the Cowboys will be the second best team in that division, behind the Philadelphia Eagles, the NFC West. So John picked the Rams to win the NFC West. This is a division where we will all be over the place. Tim picked Sam Darnold to win the division. I'm shocked. Let me say this. I'm going to shock y'all with this one. The team that I think that will win the division, the NFC West, the Arizona Cardinals. They have improved their defense from last year. I expect Marvin Harrison Jr. to be what I thought he was going to be last year. You laugh all the hell you want, Tim. That's fine. I expect Marvin Harrison Jr. to be what I expect him to be. And ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. I think Kyler Murray is better than Sam Darnold, and I think Kyler Murray is better. I think Kyler Murray will be better at the end of the season than a tore-up Matthew Stafford. I can't take the Rams. Tim, I agree with you. Matthew Stafford back is injured going into the season. His back is not going to get healthy throughout the season. So, and I'm sorry, John, I disagree with you about Jimmy G. I'm good. I've seen Jimmy G play. I know what he is, and more importantly, I know what he's not. That's why they got Matthew Stafford as a starting quarterback. Seattle, Tim, look, I know you love Sam Darnold. I'm just not buying that bullshit. I'm sorry. That man played with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson, and was coached by Kevin O'Connell, one of the best offensive minds in the NFL. Now that man going outside playing in the rain with Jackson Smith-Njigba, Cooper Kupp, and Mike McDonald. Yeah, I'm good on that. I'm not sold on Sam Darnold.
Running back,
I think Zach Charbonnet, bro, that's great. You gave your reasons of why you thought they was going to win. This is my time to talk about Arizona. Arizona has improved that defense. I think Kyler Murray will take a step up and will show by the end of the season.
He can't take no more steps back.
He will be the best quarterback in that division. The one question mark I have about Arizona is Kyler. Kyler, I watched you play in the preseason game. You were against the Chiefs. Bro, you can't do stupid stuff. You got to take what's there. Do what Garrett Nussmeier did at LSU last night a Saturday night against Clemson on the road. Take what's there. I think the Arizona Cardinals.
Did you tell him that same thing last year?
No, I didn't pick Arizona to win the division. I said Arizona was going to be a surprise team. Now I'm all in.
You told him that same thing. Okay.
Now hey, bro, that's fine, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro, talking about I ain't interrupt you, bro.
I just asked a question.
Okay, cool. Hey, bro, listen. You got it, bro. I think the Arizona Cardinals going to win the division. I think their defense has gotten better. You feel me? And watch out for this name, like I mentioned during the offseason. Will Johnson will be in the running for the defensive rookie of the year. Y'all in love with Travis Hunter. The best corner in this draft will be Will Johnson because he can just strictly play corner. He ain't got to worry about wide receiver. Ain't got to worry about corner. They've improved that defense. They went out and signed Josh Sweat. They went out and signed hella guys to improve that defense. They just need Kyler Murray to take that step offensively. The Arizona Cardinals will take that step offensively. The next division, bro, I don't mean no harm. Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers gonna win the South, and I'll take it a step further. The second best team in that division will be the Carolina Panthers. You heard it here first. I'm not, bro. Listen, it ain't that I disrespect Michael Penix. I'm saying it again. The second best team in that division will be the Carolina Panthers. It's not that I'm disrespecting Michael Penix because I don't know what he is, bro. I have no respect. Let me say this. I have no respect for the Falcons as far as this. When the Falcons had the chance to hire Bill Belichick, they went out and hired Raheem Morris. They were always rotten hell for that stupid-ass decision. Kind of remind me of how they was up 28-3 and blew a lead in the Super Bowl. They were rotten hell for that decision. They should have hired Bill Belichick. They know they should have hired Bill Belichick. Raheem Morris, I'm good on. He's a defensive coordinator. Yes, the Falcons got talent. They definitely have talent. But I think the Buccaneers going to win this division, and I think the Carolina Panthers will be second in this division. The Saints will finish last. I think the Falcons will be third in this division.
Hey, Tim, chill out, bro.
In the wild cards, I have the 49ers, I have the Rams, and I have the Packers.
Ain't no way. Yo.
I have the Rams, 49ers, and Packers as the NFC wild cards.
Oh my God.
For my Super Bowl 60, that's in San Francisco. I don't know if I should start with the NFC first and the AFC first. Oh, let me do this because let me be fair. I do not. Let me repeat NFC teams. I have the 49ers, Packers, and Rams. I'm not buying that hype with the Commanders. Now it's my time to really get in on the Commanders. So the Commanders went 12-5 last year, right? That's great. How many games did they beat against good opponents? 2. Really 1.5. They beat the 9-8 Cincinnati Bengals, who couldn't stop John, Tim, and Josh from laughing. They couldn't stop nobody last year. So I'm not really giving you too much credit for that. Okay, cool. Let's go down. They played the Ravens, lost. They played the Steelers, lost. Okay, let's go down. The only other time they beat a good team was week 16. They played the Philadelphia Eagles, John. If only, John, I knew somebody that liked the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, John, yes, I do. I do a show with somebody that liked the Philadelphia Eagles every week. Tim. That guy, if you don't mind me asking.
Say that again, my fault.
Jalen Hurts, the Commanders. The Commanders beat 2 good teams last year. They beat the Bengals and they beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Before Jalen Hurts got injured in that game, what was the score of that game, bro, if you don't mind me asking?
We was winning. I don't know the exact score, but we was
okay, cool. You don't? I do. The score was 17-0. I feel very comfortable in saying that the Philadelphia Eagles would have won that game if Jalen Hurts didn't get hurt. Well, Josh, how can you say that? Hey, John, I'm going to ask you. The Eagles and the Commanders played the NFC Championship game, bro. The score was 55-24. The Commanders have improved their team offensively. Their weakest crutch is defensively. I'm not making excuses. I'm just giving facts. In the playoffs, they're not going to play Tampa Bay in the first round with an injured Chris Godwin in a bad defense. The Tampa Bay defense has improved, in my opinion. I'll get to that in a second. In the second round, they're not going to play a team that has 15 guys on IR. They're not going to do that. They're going to have to play healthy teams. When I seen them play healthy teams, they lost. I don't think the Washington Commanders make the playoffs this year. I thought last year they took advantage of a last place schedule. This year, they have a second place schedule. I'm not buying that. So again, I have the 49ers, the Rams, and the Packers in the NFC to make the playoffs. In the AFC, the team that I think that will come out to win the Super Bowl in the AFC, to me, it's a 3-team race. The Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, and the Baltimore Ravens. This is the first time I've ever done this. I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens to get to the Super Bowl. It's their time. Simply put, it's no more excuses. No more excuses. You have Lamar Jackson, you have everything you need. I just went out and said you have the best running back room or best backfield in the NFL. You found me with the 3 running backs, including him. I think that you went out. The Ravens ain't gonna never have the best receivers. Fine. I think the Ravens have a very good tight end room with Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, and watch out for the name Charlie Kohler. He's a very good player. Only question I have on the Ravens is the right guard. They can somewhat shore that up. I think the Ravens will find themselves in San Francisco in the Super Bowl. Now, in the NFC. The Philadelphia Eagles. That's all I'm hearing. The Eagles and the Rams.
Don't you do it.
The Eagles and the Rams. That's all I hear. That's all I hear about the Eagles and the Rams. Matthew Stafford has a bad back. I just don't think that's going to be healthy throughout the end of the season. The Detroit Lions have a new offensive and defensive coordinator. I think that will come back to bite them later on in the playoffs. And like y'all said, I think Jared Goff's a top 10 quarterback, but if you get him in the right situation, he will definitely fold. The Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to just do 2 things. I do not think they will repeat. I think they're very good. I just do not think that they will repeat. They have a new offensive coordinator. The last time we seen Philadelphia with a new offensive coordinator going into a season, they started off 10-1, and then they lost in the wild card to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And people will say we knew they were going to lose because they was running the same plays on offense. I don't think the Philadelphia offense will be as crisp as it was, and you heard it here first. Yes, the Philadelphia Eagles are starting new defenders on defense, but I don't think that defense will be as good as it was last year. You're losing key valuable members who was on that team last year that went to other teams this year. The Packers, they went out and got Micah Parsons. I understand that. I just need to see it with the Packers for me to do it. So all the teams I'm looking that can make the NFC Super Bowl, to me, I boiled it down to 2. Y'all can laugh all y'all want. Let me start with the team that y'all gonna laugh at first. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the San Francisco 49ers.
Y'all be blessed, man. Y'all be blessed.
San Francisco 49ers, I feel like they have the easiest schedule. So I feel like they might struggle at the beginning of the season, but I feel like they will progress as a season. I feel like they will progress into the team that they need to be as a season progresses. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to bore y'all. I'm not going to spare y'all. Super Bowl 60 in San Diego, California. My compadres, bro. They cool. They can do them. That's fine. They ain't trying to win no money because I know what I'm talking about. They can laugh at Arizona. That's cool. Bro, you pick Sam Darnold and you pick the man with a hurt back. That's fine. NFC champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the Super Bowl. They will lose to the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. The Ravens are going to win Super Bowl 60, and they're going to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl in Santa Clara, California.
Hey, John, didn't he start off saying, I'm not picking no team because I'm a fan of them or none of that?
I'm not. Time out. I just gave you valid reasons. The Eagles have a new offensive coordinator, and their defense, they're bringing in new starters. I don't know if them starters are going to do what they did. Matthew Stafford has a hurt back. I don't believe in J.J. McCarthy his first year. The Lions have a new offensive coordinator.
Everybody gave reasons, though. Like, I'm thinking you're going to say somebody else because you said you ain't a fan of the team or none of that.
Yeah, even though I'm from Baltimore, I don't pom.
I'm not talking about the Ravens.
I did pick the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl.
Tampa Bay, though. You know what I'm saying?
I like Tampa Bay. Tim.
The quarterback is your
Tim, you can say I'm being a homer all you want. That's fine. I wouldn't pick them if I didn't think they were going. I just gave you valid reasons why I think they're going.
You think me and John just picked because they out teams?
Well, I mean, bro, listen, bro. The Eagles, bro. Every
good. Like, you know,
every episode the Eagles have had a game when we had to pick the Eagles. You pick the Eagles.
Not every game. No, I haven't.
Okay.
We don't pick every Eagles game neither. So
I just said every game that we pick the Eagles, you pick the Eagles.
No, but I'm saying like so it's a 17 game schedule. We don't pick all 17. So some of the weeks. Oh, hold on, JD. So if I think the Eagles are favored in that matchup, yes, I will take them. But if it's a matchup, I don't think they favor it. If we don't pick it on the show, that's not my fault.
You're right. It's not your fault. You're right. Tim, I'm not picking Tampa Bay because I like it. I'm not.
You definitely are.
I'm not. I just gave you reasons on why I don't trust the Packers. I don't trust the Eagles. I don't trust the Rams. I think
Arizona's better than the Bucks, though. Like, all those teams are better than the Bucks.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I vehemently disagree with that. I disagree that the Packers are better. I disagree that the Commanders are, bro. The Eagles better than the Bucks. Hey, bro, pull up the last 5 times the Buccaneers and the Eagles played. Let me say this, and this is not debatable. Let me say this: the one team that in the NFC that the Eagles struggle against, it's not the 49ers, it's not the Lions, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go look at history, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not lying to you. I'm giving you facts.
Bro, last time we played them, ain't nobody played. That sound good.
You're right. In the time before, see, John, this is what's gonna happen. The time before that, right?
Yes, they won.
The last time the Eagles and the Bucks played, nobody played. The time before that, the excuse is, well, everybody knew our offense. The time before that,
it's not. That wasn't the excuse. Hey, John, see, I hate when people don't preface stuff, right? When the Bucks beat them in the playoffs, the Eagles ain't win the game after they won 10-1. That's the year he talking about. The year they beat them in the playoffs. The Eagles ain't win the game.
They free fall. They were
free fall. So like, how is that? Like, what? That's not an excuse. Like, okay, the Bucks, they cool. Like, but come on, yo, like, they not beating the Eagles to line up. Like, y'all not that good. Like,
that's great.
That's good. Take a 9 and 10 guy, bro. 9 and 10.
Saquon will run for 250 against that Tampa Bay defense. He will run for 250 against that Tampa.
He gonna run 250 against Elijah Cassie and Villa. You right, bro? Cool. You got.
Yeah, because we gonna run up the middle. You right. That's the
number one against the rush.
You
got it, bro. That's cool.
You go outside.
You got it. Hey, bro, listen. I've said crazier things before. Y'all can think I'm crazy. Let me say this. What's not debatable, they're in the easiest division in their conference. So I think they should be fighting for the number 1 seed. I feel like that's definitely not debatable. If you look at the West, y'all might not believe in Arizona, fine. Tim believe in Seattle. You believe in the Rams. The 49ers, everybody got making the playoffs. Let's go to the NFC North. The Packers going to be good. The Lions should be good. I know the Vikings going to take a step back, but they should be competitive. The Bears should take a step forward, right? Let's go to the NFC East. Okay, and I'm gonna let this be clear on camera. I think the Eagles will win the division, like I said. I think the Cowboys have their starting quarterback. The Cowboys beat the Commanders last year without their starting quarterback. They went 7-10. I think Dak Prescott can get you 2 to 3 more wins. I just think that. I think he can get you 9-8, 10-7. And then you got the Commanders. They should, with y'all both think they're gonna make the playoffs, right? And then let me say this. The team in that division that ain't nobody gonna want to see later on in the season, because they're gonna have, in my opinion, they're gonna have one of the best defensive lines in the league, is the Giants. Now, I don't trust their quarterback room, because Russell Wilson, we know they want to play Jackson Dart. But if you look at their defense is loaded. They went out and signed Javon Holland from the Miami Dolphins. We know what their defensive line got Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, the guy they just drafted out of Penn State, and they got Brian Burns. So they're gonna eat. Somebody's gonna see one-on-one coverage on that defensive line. So my point is that, again, Tampa Bay is in the easiest division. Let me say this. Just like y'all laughed at me about the Panthers, I laughed inside y'all talking about the Falcons, because the Falcons always find a way to F it up. The Saints, they're starting Spencer Rattler. In my opinion, they're not even starting the best quarterback on their roster. I think they might as well, in my opinion, they might as well just go with Tyler Shuck, because they have nothing to lose with Tyler Shuck. So again, Tampa Bay's in the easiest division in their conference. So if you're in the easiest division in your conference, you should be fighting for the number 1, number 2 seed, right?
No, they're not gonna be fighting for number 1 seed. Okay. They just not that good.
I see 3 or 4 for Tampa. I see 3 or 4. I can't see them doing 1 and 2, because like as much as you talk about Atlanta screwing it up, so does Tampa. Tampa should have ran away with that division, but they didn't, because they found ways to lose games. Baker Mayfield, he's played great football, but he also turns the ball over a lot. It puts a middle of the pack defense in a tough spot.
Yeah. Absolutely. I disagree with that last year. You lose Evans, you lose Godwin, you still make the playoffs. The defense has gotten better. Antoine Winfield was hurt last year. Savasier Dennis will be the linebacker besides Stephon Gilmore. I mean, I'm not saying Stephon Gilmore. Levante did. And let me say these 2 names, because the Eagles had this last year. I am not saying these 2 guys, Cooper DeJean and Quavion Mitchell. I like Benjamin Morris and I like Jacob Paris. What the Bucs like to do is blitz. You have Hassan Reddick, Yaya, and you got the 2 defensive tackles in the middle. What you need are corners that can play man-to-man. Jacob Parrish and Benjamin Morris can play man-to-man. Like I said, I think the Bucs have gotten better defensively. I think they have. And I think they will find themselves in Super Bowl 60 against the Baltimore Ravens. So I have the Ravens and the Bucs in the Super Bowl. Tim, you have the Bills and the Eagles in the Super Bowl. And JG, you have the Ravens and the Eagles in the Super Bowl. John has the Ravens winning. John has the Ravens winning. Tim has the Eagles winning. And I have the Ravens winning Super Bowl 60. JG, we appreciate you for coming on this segment, bro. Heated, debated segment. We will see you next week for the show, episode 49, bro. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to Club JG Podcast. Great show. Check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is sponsored by Wolves of War. In some of the episodes, you can see my co-host and Ross wearing a brand called Wolves of War. Wolves of War is our first sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, and we are so thankful to have those guys sponsoring Highly Opinionated. Thank you very much. The actual meaning of Wolves of War is that it represents having a strong path behind you through the battles of life. With the right people behind you, you can get through anything. You guys see the link for Wolves of War? Make sure you guys click on the link. Shop, great apparels, t-shirts, sweatsuits, whatever you want, they have. Once again, Wolves of War. Make sure you guys go shop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated, the best segment in sports, ladies and gentlemen. This week's edition of Let's Talk About It, I'm going to give some bold predictions after we just gave our playoff predictions and Super Bowl predictions with JG. We're going to give some bold predictions with me and Tim. Tim, would you like for me to start or you want to start? How you want to do it?
You can go first.
I'll go first? Okay. I'll start us off. I have 3 bold predictions. Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck, Dylan Gabriel, and Jalen Milroe will all start a game this season in the NFL. Whether it's via injury, quarterbacks not playing well, etc. I think those 5 rookie quarterbacks. The reason why I didn't mention Shedeur Sanders is because Dylan Gabriel is ahead of him. So it's kind of hard. If Dylan Gabriel starts, if he plays solidly well, they're going to let him keep playing. So that's the only reason why I didn't, think Shedeur would start. But if I could, I would add Shedeur in here as well. But I think those 5 quarterbacks will start at least one game. Those 5 rookie quarterbacks will start at least one game this upcoming season. My next bold prediction, man, we got a little heated last segment, Tim. We did. But I will say this. Well, you did my heart good. Will we think alike? Bro, you was good. Yeah, bro, I got to take my glasses off. If I had some balls, I would take the Colts to win the division. But I don't, bro. But I'm right there with you because I'm right there. And this is how I'm going to show you I'm right there with you. Daniel Jones will win Comeback Player of the Year. Like you said, talking about the Colts. Bro, listen, I thought Daniel Jones was ass. No, he's not. Quarterbacks need TLC, ladies and gentlemen, just like us men need TLC, and y'all ladies out there, y'all need TLC. They need tender love and care. Daniel Jones will have that with Shane Steichen as his head coach, offensive coordinator, whatever, quasi offensive coach. I think Daniel Jones will ball out. We need a Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold for this year. He fits the criteria. He fits the criteria extremely well. So I think Daniel Jones will win the Comeback Player of the Year. And my last bold prediction, we got heated on this. I don't know where you stand on this. I know John disagreed. I think the Cowboys are going to have a better record than the Washington Commanders. I'm just not sold on the Commanders' defense. I get y'all can say the same thing about the Cowboys' defense, but one thing I do know, when Dak Prescott plays, the Cowboys win at least 10 games. That's a fact. Dak Prescott will play. He will be hungry. He will be ready to show like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. I think the Cowboys have a better record than the Washington Commanders to end the season.
Okay. So for my 3, man, told y'all last year, man, they should have signed my boy, but they didn't, man. So they about to reap the benefits of that, man. Reap the non-benefits of that. I mean, the Vikings won't even make the playoffs this year, man. They gonna take a huge step back this year. Next, man, the kid, I'm telling you, he a lad about to be hot lad again, man. Michael Penix is gonna have a breakout year this year. And my last one, man, MVP, man. We know that normally goes to a quarterback, but it's gonna be a quarterback that y'all don't think is in the conversation. Justin Herbert gonna win the MVP of the league this year.
Herbert winning MVP. Michael Penix, career year.
Breakout year. I don't know, career.
Breakout. I should say career. Breakout year.
Yeah.
And your first one was the Vikings will not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And my bold predictions are the Cowboys will have a better record than the Commanders. 5 rookie quarterbacks: Tyler Shuck, Cam Ward, Dylan Gabriel, Jalen Milroe, Jackson Dart will all start the game this season, and Daniel Jones will be the comeback player of the year. Tim, let's get out of here on our week 1 NFL preview / game picks. Let's start off with the first game of the NFL season. The Dallas Cowboys travel to Philadelphia to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. This game will be Thursday night on NBC. Our Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark on the call. Tim, who gets the first win in the NFL season, the Cowboys or the Eagles?
I'm actually interested in this game because I want to see if the Cowboys address the running back room at all. If they one-dimensional, I feel like Dak could put up a lot of stats, but they won't get a lot of wins. So I'm going to go with the Eagles. I just think they're on another mission to repeat. So I got the Eagles beating the Cowboys week 1.
I agree. I think the Philadelphia Eagles win the first game. They unveil the banner. They find a way to win. I think this is a high-scoring game. I think both defenses will leave a lot left on the field. I do not think the Philadelphia Eagles defense is as good as it was last year, especially in the secondary. You lose Darius Slay. Now you're starting Ringo, cornerback from Kayvon Ringo. What's his first name?
Something. Yeah, I want to say Keely Ringo or something like
Keely
that.
Ringo. Yeah, Keely Ringo. I didn't think it was KVR. Keely Ringo. I don't think the Eagles defense will be as good. So I think George Pickens will have a good matchup in this game. CD Lamb as well. So I think the Eagles win the game, but I think it's a high-scoring game. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles to win the first game of the season. Our next game that we're going to go over is the Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers. This game is Sunday, 4:25 on CBS. Tony Romo, Jim Nash, Tracy Wilson on the call. Before we talk about this game, let's give our brief thoughts. The Green Bay Packers made an addition. They traded for Micah Parsons. They traded away Kenny Clark. They have Micah Parsons on the Packers. The Cowboys have Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks. Before we pick this game, just a quick thought on that trade with Micah Parsons and Kenny Clark.
I'm a big fan of if you don't want to be there and we can't reach the number and get them out of there so we don't break the team camaraderie. So I see benefits for both sides. We won't really know how beneficial it will be for Cowboys until them draft picks. We see them numbers, but I think it was a benefit for both sides because at that number, 43 million a year, something like that, I don't think I'd have paid them.
We're getting 47.
Yeah, my fault. 47 million a year. I wouldn't have paid them that either.
Quickly, I agree with you. It's easy to say the Packers won the trade now because we don't know what the first round draft picks will be in 26 and 27. Ladies and gentlemen, I practice patience. I want to see what those draft picks can be. I will say the Packers got what they wanted and the Cowboys got what they wanted. The Cowboys got somebody that can stop the run. The Packers got somebody that can rush the passer. So I feel like both teams won as far as that. We will not know the winner of that trade until the end, until we see the 2 draft picks in 26 and 27. Also, who the Cowboys can sign in that space that they didn't get Micah Parsons. Now, moving to the game, the Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers Sunday at 4:25 again on CBS. I'll start us off. I'm gonna take the Lions on the road. I think the Lions come back, get that bad taste of their mouth from last year. I think the Lions, they beat the Packers twice last year. I think they continue that. I think the Lions find a way to win the game. Give me Detroit to win this game.
Yeah, this game comes down to me. Can Love not turn the ball over? He had a turnover issue last year. I told y'all about. Has he fixed those issues? And like you said, man, Detroit got dismantled at home to Washington. And I think that's just like more fire to the field for them. So I'm taking Detroit on the road to get the win. Detroit.
We both like Detroit. Our last game that we're going to preview is, in my opinion, the game of the week. Sunday night on NBC. Boy, Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth and Melissa Stark, boy, they got the 2 best games of the weekend, in my opinion. Well, 2 of the best games of the weekend, but they got the best one right here. Start off with the Cowboys at the Eagles, and then you work your way to the Baltimore Ravens at the Buffalo Bills, again, Sunday night on NBC. This is a rematch of the AFC divisional game where Buffalo ended the Baltimore Ravens season 27-25. Tim, you start us off, man. Who gets this win? Who starts the season 1-0?
Man, the Ravens fans ain't listen to me, man. When they signed Jair Alexander, all I kept hearing was Super Bowl, and I said, here we go again, man. We doing the same dance, man. So this game, man, it's a rematch. I think the Bills, they had some sneaky ads that most people ain't not gonna talk about, like the addition of Josh Palmer, like the addition of Elijah Moore, like the Joey Bosa pickup. So I think the Bills got better on both sides of the ball. The Ravens, to me, I think we know what they're gonna bring. Same team. Matt Milano's actually healthy this year. So man, the thing with me can Henry have a similar year to last year? I think he'll have a good year, but I don't think he'll do as much as he did last year. Game in Buffalo, so I'm going Bills.
You like Buffalo? Both out the season 1-0. I am taking the Baltimore Ravens. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl the last segment. This is very simple for me. I think the Ravens will win this game because the get back from last year. I think the Ravens have improved their roster. They got the best safety in the draft, Malachi Starks. Nate Wiggins can be one corner. You get Jair on the other side. You put Marlon Humphrey in the slot, or you can move Jair. You get interchangeable pieces with the corner. You can put Nate Wiggins in the slot. All three of those guys can play inside and out, in my opinion. So the question for the Ravens defense to me is Trenton Simpson. He's the linebacker that took over starting line. He's the linebacker that took over the starting linebacker, the right inside linebacker position. Can he live up to expectations? And Tyler Loop, as John said, picking the Ravens. Obviously, they don't have Justin Tucker, so they don't have the best kicker in the NFL. So Tyler Loop obviously has to prove that he can be what he needs to be. But for me, Buffalo Bills can't stop the run. That's why I'm taking the Ravens. If they was playing any other team, that's fine. They can't stop the run. And I think the Ravens will run the ball consistently. They will get big chunk plays in the run game. So I am taking the Baltimore Ravens to go to Buffalo and get their payback and get their revenge for that playoff game that they lost to in Buffalo. Ladies and gentlemen, as you see on the screen, we have notable games. We have 4 of the notable games on the screen. The Kansas City Chiefs start their AFC Championship defense in Brazil against the LA Chargers. That game is Friday, 8 p.m. on YouTube. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Atlanta Falcons week 1. So me and Tim picked the Falcons. I picked the Bucs. We're going to find out very quickly who should be 1-0 in that division. They play 1 o'clock Sunday on Fox. The 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. That game is 4:05 on Fox. That's a big game. Tim is high on Seattle. We're both high on the 49ers. And then a marquee sneaky game of the weekend for me is the Houston Texans at the LA Rams. The Houston Texans had their stout defensive line with Danielle Hunter and Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. Matthew Stafford has a bad back, so I'm just looking to see how good and healthy Matthew Stafford truly is. So out of all 4 of those games, Chiefs, Chargers, Bucks, Falcons, 49ers, Seahawks, Texans, Rams, what game catches your attention, bro?
Chargers, Kansas City.
Who you like in that game?
Chargers have to win that game.
Chargers got to win that game.
Yeah, week 1 is
must win.
You gotta show dominance. Like this is our time. Y'all had y'all time. It's our time. That's the game I'm looking forward to the most out of those.
And again, that game is Friday on YouTube, 8 p.m. Eastern. That game will be called by Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner. So, ladies and gentlemen, college football is back. The NFL is back. What better time to be alive than to watch football? Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for watching episode 48, the best sports show out. We want to thank JG for hopping on. JG will be on next week. Tim, I know you're off next week, bro. You enjoy your week out, bro. We look forward to seeing you a week after. All love, bro. I know what you're doing, man. Whenever you're ready to share, bro, congratulations to you, bro. Congratulations, bro. All love. You're a great man, bro. I love you. You know that. This show would not be what it is without you. You know that.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely, bro. For the best producer in the game, Ross. The best editor, the best guy on the show, Ross. For the best 2 co-hosts in the game, JG. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe to Club JG Podcast. For another best co-host in the game, Tim. I love you, bro. You know that. I don't want to say second best, first best. You know where you stand, bro. You right there. You right there, bro. You right there with me. It's me and you, baby. It's a pleasure. All joking aside, it's a pleasure working with both of you guys. You know that. So, Tim, you're the best, bro. Enjoy your week off. We will see you in 2 weeks. I am merely Josh. Thank you guys for watching episode 48 of the best sports show, Highly Opinionated. We'll see you next week. We out.